Okay, we have a green box, we have a live counter ticking up. Go and assume that means we are live. And that means welcome back to the Paradox Hour podcast. It is the winter anime wrap up today, winter 2022. Jack has a hard out in, 4 hours?
Almost exactly.
Yeah, and considering, our history, we can easily go 4 hours, so we are going to get underway immediately with the last two episodes of 86.
Which were fucking spectacular.
That was worth the wait.
They were good. I mean, hey, just watched 5 episodes instead of the last two because I wasn't fully caught up when it was announced that hey, it's not actually finishing in fall. So I got that bonus at least.
I mean, these last two episodes make me feel fully justified in making this my anime of the year last year. So I'm not complaining.
Yeah. If these episodes had aired last year, I may have done the same because that was incredible.
Where did I put
Out of
it?
nowhere, I saw it trending on Twitter like the entire weekend that last episode aired. Week before too.
Really good stuff.
Yeah.
86 probably would have maybe not ranked significantly higher in my overall list, but would have probably gotten past Mars Red for sure. If nothing else for that final fucking scene, that final fucking scene where
with their hands they formed the 8-6. Oh.
I mean that's just corny as shit, but I'm fine with it.
No, we deserve
it's corny as hell, but
we
it's
deserve
so
corny after what these kids have gone through.
These kids deserve the happiness.
Yeah.
I know there's probably a lot of tough shit ahead for them, but at the same time, this was just beautiful.
Yeah.
No, it was a very good final two episodes, and I was so ready to be annoyed that they'd blue balled us after the initial conversation where Shin was in the robot. It's like, are you kidding me? Are you fucking kidding me? You're not gonna have her recognize his voice? Fuck you! Come on.
Well, it kind of makes sense.
His voice was modulated.
No, yeah. I understand it. The voice was modulated. It absolutely was. I understand the reasoning for it. Doesn't mean I'm any happier about it.
I love that scene though, just because the conditions are perfect for them to not recognize each other.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And also, it works better to have all the cast reunite instead of just Lena and Shin.
I don't know. I kind of wanted. I would have loved to see her reaction when he opens that machine and she realizes it's him. That would have been beautiful. That would
have been great. But I love the group reunion.
No, what we got was in its own right spectacular.
Group reunion was fantastic. And as soon as they said, "Oh, we're going to take a picture," I was like, "Okay, that's a screenshot." If they show us the picture, that's going to be the screenshot. There's no other way. There's no other way to go.
It's great. It's just a fantastic end to the series as it is now.
Yeah.
I hope they so. I really want more.
We might get the anime's first anniversary has a small event thing coming up soon. I think on the 10th. So we might get an announcement there, maybe.
Fingers crossed. Knock on wood.
Yeah. This is an incredibly popular show, so I would be shocked if we don't get it at some point at least. So,
but if we do, and this is very important, A1 Aniplex, get your fucking shit together.
Yes, please. Yes, please. We do it. Come on.
We
want more, but not at the cost of your lives, please.
Look, at least this delay panned out a lot better than the Wonder Egg delay.
Oh my god.
It did, but to be fair, by that point, Wonder Egg was it would have taken a miracle to make it right again. Whereas 86, it would have been a miracle if it had fucked up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they would have really had to shoot themselves in the foot at both feet at the finish line.
Yeah. I mean, again, as I think we said when the final two episodes were released or were announced to be, the last couple of weeks, we've seen it happen before. It was not wholly impossible. But
Yeah, yeah. Still, I'm happy with what we got, and it was a very beautiful, very good ending to
Yeah, this was
that whole arc.
incredible. If we don't get more, I am satisfied with this as an ending. I hope we do get more though.
Yes, I'm in
honestly,
that same
I
boat.
yeah,
This is a good ending as is, but it leaves plenty of room for more stuff to work with, and I would love to see more.
I'm gonna be trying to get the light novels at some point.
Oh, I have light novels. I'm planning on binging through them. I think this only got up through light novel 3.
Hmm.
I might do the same eventually. There's a lot I need to read, so I don't know if I will. But
So
also,
finish reading.
also, Corinna really on that copium, huh?
Poor
It is
girl never
really
stood a
coping.
chance. Poor girl never stood a
That
chance.
poor girl.
I feel
Hopefully
sorry
she
for
finds
her,
someone
but
else. But yeah,
Oh God, when
I feel sorry.
when, when fucking Frederica was just like, oh, he sees you as like a child and a little sister, and just Theo and Andrew just looked at her, just like, for real, you're actually gonna say that?
also
You didn't.
Theo's freaking
You should
art
say it.
too.
I freaking love all these idiots. They're great.
Yeah.
Even they
These
know what's
wonderful
going
kids.
on. Even they know what's going on between them and Kurna just on the copium.
Yeah, Corinna is so deep in denial she can see crocodile in bellies.
Yeah. Also, in that, pay attention to where Kurna's foot is in this
God
scene.
damn it! Too
that is petty shit. I love it.
too little, too late, Kerner. They've already made the fucking 86 with their hands. It's basically a confession at this point.
Yeah, this is good shit.
Yeah.
No.
I definitely recommend it over the next show.
Yeah, we should move on
What was
to.
Oh yeah.
It's not finished yet because the final episode is tomorrow. Because did it get delayed at some point?
It may have. I don't know. I just know that we didn't have an episode last week for whatever reason.
Oh, then yeah, it did get delayed.
I think it was like another sports ball thing or something.
Yeah, it may have been that because it doesn't. I didn't see any official announcement of it being delayed. It was probably scheduled.
Well, whatever happened,
That sucks.
it's Attack on Titan, the final season. Except it's not actually the final season.
No, because we might get final season part 3, or I guess maybe I don't know. Whatever.
Well, go ahead and rant number. I have my popcorn out already.
Oh, I don't feel like I don't feel like ranting. Just I'm not gonna rant until we get to the actual ending proper. Because these last, I'll be honest, this last stretch of episodes actually were pretty good. Like one of the better parts of this part of the story.
I heard they're really well animated, if nothing else.
Oh, holy yeah! The past two episodes were freaking gorgeous. So the best Mappa's done in a while. So kudos to them. But yeah, basically everyone decides that Eren, genocide's not the way here, and that maybe both sides of this story were being pretty stupid. So they get one scene I actually do like is they basically all gather around campfire. They eat together and they settle their differences and they decide that they need to work together to stop this shit, and that's pretty much it. They go to the port. They try to acquire a flying boat,
So wait,
as they call it.
so they made up by gathering around the campfire and singing a campfire song?
There were no songs, unfortunately. Although, although Gene did beat the shit out of Reiner.
Understandable.
Yeah, but yeah. So they settle things with Flock, who that piece of shit.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, that I hate that guy. That guy's actually like, if it weren't for Eren, that guy would actually be the worst. I hate that guy. He's garbage.
Who is
but
he?
yeah,
I've just completely erased most of the stuff.
Basically,
from my mind.
basically the lead Jaegerist, Eren's sort of second in command.
He's the Eren simp.
Yeah, the big hard Eren simp. Like, say what you will about Eren, like he's not a great character at all, and what he's doing is shitty garbage, but in his own twisted way, what he thinks is right. Flock just is doing it because he feels like being shitty, and he likes being shitty.
Mm-hmm.
So, but yeah, I used this screenshot of Falco because I think his version of the Jaw Titan actually looks pretty cool. Yeah, he can use the Jaw Titan now, and that's
Yeah, because he ate a nice piece of fried pork.
yes, yes, he did. But yeah, now they're getting their plan together to stop Eren. I have no clue where this part of the story is going to end it or what they're going to do for the last part. I guess we'll get a final season part 3. I don't know.
I hope they
Well,
don't.
I see one of 3 options. It's either final season part 3, OVAs, or movie.
Yeah, don't do a movie. Like, come on.
What I want to happen is there be no continuation and they just fucking poochie Eren.
That'd be so fucking
That'd
funny.
be hilarious.
That would be hilarious. But yeah, not much left really talk about, and we do have a time limit here, but this last stretch of episodes was really good for what it is. So I'll just leave it at that for now. We'll talk more when there's more to talk about.
Moving on then to the case study of Vanitas Part 2. Or Season 2,
this was some good shit.
Genuinely, episode 20 is the hardest I've laughed at anime for so long.
Oh my god, that whole bit was just absolutely hilarious.
Just fucking Noe, just like, oh my god, Vanitas is sick. What are the symptoms? Well, his heart hurts and he keeps feeling sweaty and he keeps thinking about Sean. What's wrong with him? Just, you fucking idiots, throws them out.
That is pretty funny.
And then
Vanitas
goes for love advice to Roland. The glorious glorious
Vanitas is in such deep denial about catching feelings, and he is like so off put by the fact that he has caught feelings. It's hilarious.
God, it's so funny. It's so funny.
Did you get screenshots of the reaction faces?
I do have a screenshot of fucking Vanitas's realization of, oh god, it's love. But I just needed to go for the fucking Roland just being himself.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh
no,
god,
I get it.
fucking Vanitas running away and falling over as he's screaming idiot. Oh god.
Also, the conversation John and Dami have is also really funny.
Yeah. Oh, poor Luca. Poor Luca. He has a crush on Sean and has to be like a confidant in this. It's so awful for him.
He's as deep in denial as Coronel is.
But I'm so glad we had that fun episode, considering the next 4 were not that fun.
Oh yeah, the next 4 were very, very painful.
So we finally get at least some Vanitas backstory. Because even when we got like the Moreau stuff last season, I wouldn't say we really got much in way of Vanitas backstory other than that he happened to be there.
Yes.
Now we know that...
And he was experiment subject number 69.
Nice. But now we know he was there with a little kid, Mikhail, or Misha. And
it's like a Russian name.
Yeah. I mean, 1880s. No, there probably wouldn't have been much in terms of Russian refugees happening. 1880s were a 1880s, 1870s were a relatively stable period in Russia. So.
Uh-huh.
Who the fuck knows?
I mean, it's entirely possible that one or both of his bio parents were immigrants.
Very possible. Um, so yeah, Mikhail is certainly a yandere sibling.
Hmm.
Uh, which not great for Noe. Not great for Noe.
Oh, Noe has a straight up bad time this far.
But what was really cool to see is Noe finally like going all out basically.
Oh, Noe just went straight up ham in this fight.
Like it's so cool
I'm also
to actually see like a vampire fighting at their full potential sort of thing.
hmm It was also really nice to see Domi basically play the biggest part in freeing herself from the brainwashing.
That was good. That was a nice, nicely done.
It
And
would
yeah,
it
Domi
would have been
is
kind of annoying if she had been damseled for the whole thing.
Domi is more fucked up than we realized.
Oh, she has some real issues.
Understandable issues, but issues.
Hmm. That poor girl.
Yeah.
And part of her issue stemmed from the fact that Noah just said exactly the wrong things in the exact wrong way to say them.
Can't blame him. He was completely feverish and delirious.
Yeah, no, he had no way of knowing that that would happen. It's just like,
And I think we can apportion at least some of the blame to the sister.
oh yeah, no, she's kind of an asshole.
But I mean, what we get the reveal of is that Louis was not secluded because he was a curse bearer, but because he was a twin, which I think is interesting.
Yeah,
So when did he become a curse bearer?
I don't know. It's entirely possible that happened sometime when he was a child, but we don't. But given what we find out about the Marquis de Sade, um,
You mean
there,
the Comte de Saint Germain?
yes, yeah, I'm 90% sure that he had a hand in what happened.
Ah, just very confused, very like. I mean, I was just out loud when he was like doing his whole villain reveal, just going, "I've got a problem with this. This is not good."
I have so many questions.
But yeah, that gives us officially our potentially fourth villain group or villain
Wait,
faction.
there, I,
I'm counting the
so
church
it's
in there. I'm counting the church in
okay.
there
So
because I feel like
gonna say it's Charlatan, Chandramain, and Moreau's
Ruth.
group. I thought.
No, Moreau is working with Charlatan,
Oh, okay.
so
I thought
it's
Rufin was working with Charlatan,
is he?
or is he?
I I don't
I don't
know.
know.
I didn't think he was. I think he's on his own side.
Oh, that makes sense. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. So we've got Ruthven, we've got Saint Germain, we've got Charlatan, and certainly aspects of the church. I'm seeing them very much as like the Marines in One Piece. Like you've got the likes of Roland and his crew who are perfectly willing to work with Vanitas and Noe if the need arises, but there
Oh,
is
they're the smoker
yeah.
of the church, basically,
Yeah, but there are 100% parts of that church that will kill Vanitas and Noe on sight. Like
aka
Astolfo.
the Akainu.
The
Yeah,
Akainus.
Astolfo. Talking of Astolfo, if
Yeah.
I had a nickel for every time there was a pink-haired anime character named Astolfo, I'd have 2 nickels. Which isn't a lot, but it's where it's happened twice.
But yeah, no. Just overall in terms of season 2 part 2 of Vanitas, whatever you want to call it, it's managed. Look, season 1 was already very good. It just had a couple of big caveats. Season 2 has managed to both move away from those caveats and make them sort of okay.
Mm-hmm. It did a lot to improve our opinion of Jean and Vanitas' relationship.
Yeah,
at the very least.
because the two big caveats were Jean and Vanitas' relationship and the fact that heteronormativity was its greatest villain.
Mm-hmm.
I
And
was just
now in this season, you got a lot of homoerotic subtext, both with Vanitas Noe and with a little bit with Jean and Dami too.
just fucking form a polycule already.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Just fucking form a
These
polycule
four,
already, you bisexual disasters. You're all
yes,
fucking disasters, and I love you.
yes,
Anyway, we should. Well, last thing, Bones. Animation as excellent as ever.
yeah. Also, apparently the last episode finished at the second most recent chapter of the
Yeah,
manga.
we're not getting it. We're
So
not getting
if
more of this for a
we're not
while.
getting more of this for a few years, yeah, a few years at the earliest.
This is why I'm getting the manga.
I
Anyway,
think Bookwalker does simulpub new chapters.
fair enough. Maybe I'll do that, but I'm just buying the physical copies for the time being. Well,
Huh.
once Volume 2 becomes available again. Anyway, moving on to Q.
Q. This show is good.
That's some Wizard of Oz shit right there.
It is Wizard of Oz shit. They're doing a stage reading type of thing. So yeah, not a lot to really say about this show, but it was really solid overall. The last stretch of episodes.
I thought I remember seeing that this is a 2 core, but I could be remembering wrong.
I think it is.
I don't really. I'll get to that in a second. So the last stretch of episodes is pretty solid. It mostly just goes into most of the hurdles these girls have to encounter when they're trying to do their voice acting thing. One of them just lacking the confidence and not being able to get into character. Another one is just well, another one was apparently engaged to a prince and and they were trying to kidnap her. I don't know. That was a whole thing.
But was he a fresh? Was the
No,
question.
no. Apparently, so like one of the girls' fathers is like acquaintances with a royal family apparently, and the prince took a charm to the daughter, and she wasn't having any of that, and yeah. So she went missing for a while. It was all settled off screen. They spent a big chunk of the episode just looking for her and not being able to find her. And then all of a sudden she shows up like on this thing attached to this helicopter that has missiles attached to it, and they have no idea what's going on. So yeah, there was that. But yeah, it was the last episode actually got me teared up a little bit because one of the, as I said way earlier, the quote unquote main character of the show is voicing sort of not of a proper character who has established it in the show and is just sort of just in the background. But apparently like their voice acting was so good that it sort of invigorated the mangaka to push that character a bit further in the anime. So, and she was so happy that she made a difference like that. So it was nice. It was emotional. It was very cute.
This is in fact 2 core, by the way.
Is it? Okay,
Yeah, 24 episodes.
Okay, you say that, but at the end of the 12th episode, the next episode preview just says season 2 confirmed ! So yeah. I don't know.
I don't know. I
guess
don't know.
2 core in quotation marks, but we're not getting that next round of episodes for a minute at least. So
They might be
that.
taking a week off or something.
I don't know, but it's not on the schedule for next season. So
Okay.
Yeah.
Weird.
So I have no idea. I looked it up and got nowhere. So we're getting more eventually. That's what I gather from. But yeah, very solid show. I'll watch the next round of episodes. It's nothing like incredible or anything like that, but I really enjoyed it.
Mhm.
And it's nice to have a
Mm.
look at voice acting, since anime rarely do that.
Yeah.
But we can move on.
Moving on then to Digimon Ghost Game.
Okay, so because of the whole Toei hack thing, there hasn't been a new episode for a while.
Same with the next anime on this
Yeah, and
list,
same
too.
with the next anime. Same with One Piece and Precure and all that jazz. Just it's all on hiatus. It's been a bit since I've watched Digimon. So this stream cap from the most recent episode. Uh, the kids were basically lured into this abandoned museum and were almost eaten by a giant spider Digimon and her millions of henchmen Digimon. Um, Before that happens, though, Gamamon, sort of out of instinct, becomes Gulis Gamamon again. That's the dark form that seemingly was Gamamon's past life, and shoves his hand inside the Digimon and destroys it from the inside. And it was
Cool.
weirdly brutal. We also have solid confirmation that this Digimon has actually killed humans and literally tied them up and ate their heads off. So there's also
Ugh.
that. Yeah, we don't actually see it. We hear the bones
Okay.
cracking.
Oh
But-
boy.
Yeah, it's weirdly brutal in this show because deaths are not often like this. In the episode before it, I forget what it was about, but I know it was confirmed that humans died, and yeah, the actual human death count in this show is increasing rapidly, so it's a little weird. But yeah, not a lot to really talk about since there hasn't been an episode in so long, and I don't remember a lot of what happened prior to this one. But I'm looking forward to where this show goes next because this episode was great. But yeah, not much to really say at the moment.
Fair enough. Moving on to second verse, same as the first, Dragon Quest.
1/3 of this episode is spent building up to and/or executing a singular attack.
Yes, and it is a glorious attack, to be fair.
Oh, it is beautifully animated. Just
Yes.
look at that screenshot.
Yeah,
Look at that.
freaking gorgeous. I forget, where did we leave off? Is our Pop, Dai, and Hadlar still trapped in the dome thing? In the heat?
They're
Okay.
trapped in the flame dome. They're
Okay,
trapped
yeah,
in the flame dome.
They're trapped in
Because
the flame.
Philipper is
Yeah. Dai and Hadlar have their climactic big battle. Dai, of course, wins. Hadlar is like, I just want to shake your hand one last time. And he genuinely does. He's not being an asshole or anything like that. But then Kilvern shows up, trapped them in a fire dome to kill them both. And Pop's
Pop
able to...
intervenes to save them.
Yeah, because they're both beat. And Hadlar...
Oh.
I mean, Pop is doing what he can to keep the dome open, but literally nothing works on it. So
It's going to be very interesting to see how they get out of this mess.
yeah, I have no idea because it's been established that no magic works on it, physical attacks don't work on it. The only known way of getting rid of it is by killing Kilvern, who noped out. So I have no idea how this is going to end, but it's probably going to involve Hadlar sacrificing himself or something since he's on death's door anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So, this sounds like
Still,
a really
it's
bad
a
place for an
motherfucker of a
extended
cliffhanger.
hiatus.
Yeah, it really is. Yeah, I think the only worst place would be the episode before Dai's attack. That would have sucked.
Oh yeah, yeah. Still, this cliffhanger is a real pain in the dick.
Yeah, I look forward to watching this when it eventually comes back, maybe soon.
I am hoping the hiatus doesn't last too much longer.
Yeah.
I need my content.
Because everything is down until further notice. It might be back next week, or the week after, or the week after. We don't know.
Toei really
We
got
have
bodied.
no idea.
Yeah.
Toei got
To be
fucking
fair,
bodied
Apparently the
by this
person who
hack.
hacked them went after their financials or some shit.
To be
Something
fair,
like that. It
to a
was real
certain
bad.
point, that was probably deserved, kind of, because we all know Toei is guilty of some shit, but, you know.
Yeah, at the same time though, it affects their employees too, and they
No,
don't
no,
deserve
no,
that
yeah.
shit.
Yeah, that's the thing. It affects everyone in there when it's only really one department that needed to be hit, but regardless, I know part of it is mostly just because Toei just wants to make sure that everything's good to go, but yeah,
They want to play it safe, yeah.
it's pretty frustrating. So we'll have to just wait and see. I hope we can get back on these shows soon, because yeah. But we can move on then, I guess.
Moving on to a show I won't be going back to anytime soon, Futsal Boys.
Oh, this was a bad one for you, wasn't it?
It wasn't bad, it just wasn't very good.
That's unfortunate.
I mean, it's not a shame because I love it, but Salaryman's Club has really fucking raised the bar for the sports anime this season, and neither Futsal or Tribe 9 have been able to keep up, really. Futsal was barely managing to keep up with my general standards for sports anime. It hasn't managed to keep up since. Mostly because, like, the main storyline for the second half was fucking Sakaki's like inability to pass, and steadily getting better, but still refusing to pass to Haru for some reason. Like, we learned it's because he had a best friend in, I think, middle school, who was, like, the only person he passed to, and then the friend went, oh no, I can't keep up with your passes anymore, you gotta find somebody else. And so Saki just decided, well, fuck passing to anyone anymore then. And then he refused to do it to Haru, because apparently Haru reminds him of that dude.
Huh.
Yeah, and like, it's just not that compelling. It's really not that compelling. Meanwhile, Haru manages to actually get really good, which I was quite happy about, and comes up with quite a cool sort of combo move with Ryu, where Ryu will intentionally hit the bar to allow it to rebound to Haru, which was quite cool. Yeah, I mean, we didn't even get the big match against Tenoji's team. So it's basically a case of, like, this season they faced off against the Alba Josai equivalent. Meanwhile, the Shiratorizawas are just stood there watching, going, hey, this team is actually pretty good. Nice for them. Yeah, it felt like discount Haikyuu but football. In a bad way. So, I mean, I don't necessarily regret watching it. I think it was generally a relatively fun time, and I did enjoy some of the characters. Haru and Ryu especially, I did end up enjoying quite a bit. But yeah, it's just sort of not great and sort of there. But moving on to a show I enjoyed a lot more, How Genius Prince, bloody light novel title. I usually have it in front of me, but I'm a bit behind today, so I just I couldn't remember the entire title. Genius Prince's Guide to Raising a Nation Out of Debt. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
Gigantic.
This is good.
Oh no, it's a really
Very
good show. It's a really good show.
I just love how much of a shit wine is while simultaneously being he's a legit compelling character, but he's also kind of a little shit.
He knows he's the smartest man in the room.
No, he's kind of an insufferable twat, but at the same time, he does know what he's doing most of the time.
Except when he got fucking played by Gruyere.
Yeah. Now that was great. It's always nice to see someone like Wine just get taken down a peg by being outmaneuvered like that.
Yeah. Just through sheer experience.
Mm-hmm.
It was nice to see Falania do well at the Empire meetup.
Yeah, that was great. I'm so glad she got her time to shine. She
No,
deserved it.
definitely enjoyed that. Definitely enjoyed that. I especially loved the fact that how Vine's like solved that issue was basically just blaming it on the idiot dude who poisoned himself by accident.
Oh no, he didn't poison himself. Technically, it's his brother who tried to poison wine, and then he poisoned himself drinking the wine, telling that
It wasn't even
Wayne was
wine; it
being
was
a
tea.
baby for
It
refusing.
was just tea.
Oh, it was tea.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was poison, and he was like, "Hey, you're being such an idiot for thinking this is poison," and then he drinks it and it's poison.
Yeah, that's why I'm saying he did it to himself, because it was like, maybe if the guy who's actually really fucking smart says, oh, I think this is poison, you should probably listen to him.
Yeah, he's an arrogant asshole. Of course he wasn't going to listen.
Oh yeah, I mean, literally the only reason he's still in the fucking succession race is because he's the oldest. He is the fucking Stannis Baratheon of this shit.
You do realize that Robert was the oldest, right?
Yeah, but Robert fucking died. That sort of makes him unable to be king.
Right. Yeah, I mean, at least Stannis has actual good points, like a desire to, be equal with have the lower class be raised up in equality in the law with the nobility and all that shit.
Yeah, but he is also a member of a cult.
True. Take the good with the bad. But yeah,
It's
this
a
guy
cult
is
that
basically
burns
worse
people
Stannis.
alive.
Details.
uh, anyway.
But yeah, no, this guy is basically Stannis except less charismatic and less competent.
Oh yeah, definitely. Oh, he's definitely worse Stannis, but he is the Stannis of this equation. But yeah, Gruyere I think was a really good opponent for the final arc of the show.
Yeah, I feel like the whole season did a good job of forcing Wine to think on his feet by just putting him up against such a variety of different opponents, basically. Some more competent than others, but he was basically always on his toes dealing with all these things.
Yeah, I mean each arc focused on a weakness of Vine's to good effect. I mean, the last one was, what does he do when he comes up against a more experienced and politically savvy opponent? Not necessarily, smarter, but in terms of his actual political experience, Gruyere is a lot better than Vine.
Yeah, he has decades of experience on Wine, which is just a recipe for disaster for the young prince.
And physically stronger. I mean, he.
Oh yeah, no, he could body Wine easily.
Yeah, but that's why he laid trap after trap for him.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean the reason I chose the screenshot is just the fucking irony of this, because Vine was willing to sacrifice it, or bluffing to sacrifice his entire country in a last-ditch effort to gain the upper hand on Sergil, I think his name is.
Yeah, Sergius. Yeah. Honestly, Sergius's downfall was very fun.
Yeah.
I'm glad that the dickhead got what was coming to him.
Yeah. But yeah, good show. If it would get a season 2, I'd definitely watch it.
Same.
I mean, I'm not, not gonna. I doubt it will, frankly. But on the off chance, I would.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like we live in a world where literally anything can get a second season at any time.
Yeah, but this is
except for No Game, No Life.
Also, except for Spice and Wolf. except Spice and Wolf. That's
Spice
not
and
getting a
Wolf, I
second
think.
season.
Oh no, that's a reboot, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a reboot, so it doesn't count. So it's not getting a second season.
Maybe it's getting a Brotherhood. You don't know.
Yeah,
But yeah. Moving on from one show to another that has a very similar premise.
How a realist hero
Except this one's
rebuilt
an
the
isekai.
kingdom. How the realist hero rebuilt the kingdom, season 2.
Electric Boogaloo.
Mm-hmm.
I just picked this screenshot because the expressions were funny.
Yeah, the expressions are good.
I know, like the art and animation in the series isn't as good as some of the other shows on that we're talking about today, but I still like the story and characters. Speaking of which, so one of the episodes in this stretch tackled slavery, and I will give it this: the show handles it a lot better than like 99% of isekais have,
That's not
because
the high
it like
bar.
I know, but it like straight up starts the episode by saying that slavery is quite possibly one of the greatest evils that mankind has committed, and it basically resolves. So the episode basically follows one dude who unexpectedly inherits slaves from his grandfather, who he knew nothing about the slaves really beforehand, and he's like, "Yeah, I'm not going to just sell you off so I can start a business." Which I was hoping to start a business, but I'm not just going to sell you off willy nilly to do that. And he basically just try he just how to describe this, basically an effort to give all of them an education and give them skills so that in the event that he is forced to sell them off, he can get them to a better situation than if they had nothing to offer.
Mm-hmm.
And the episode basically ends with Soma, the protagonist, saying, "Yeah, I'm gonna try to abolish slavery because this is a fucked up institution. But since our country is still recovering from a war and a massive economic depression, I'm going to do it gradually because if I abolish this overnight, things are going to go very badly." Is the gist of it, and he basically says, "I'm going to give everyone, and I'm going to start by taking the approach of educating everyone and raising everyone who is enslaved and everyone who is in the lower class so that they have skills and education of to give them value, give them greater value in a workforce without slavery, basically." So more nuanced than most, but still iffy, I think, in its handling of the subject.
Yeah.
Still, again, I think it handled it better than most.
Like,
Not
yeah.
that that's a high bar.
Yeah, it's just not.
It's not.
By the way,
And I'm
should
glad
we
it doesn't
announce
really touch on the issue much afterwards.
should we announce now that we're not touching Shield Hero with Shield Hero season 2 with a 10-foot pole?
Oh, of course not. Of course not.
Like, we're not watching
Yeah.
it. We hate it. If
I
we
don't
were,
know why anyone would expect us to watch it. We bashed it so many times on our streams.
yeah, if we were to talk about it, it would solely be talking about how badly it handles slavery and other aspects.
Mm-hmm. Look, of all these guys I've seen, this one's the one that's handled slavery the best. In that it's actually tackled it in a nuanced way and said, "Hey, this is bad. It should be abolished." But beyond that, like, yeah, the rest of the stuff this season is also hit or miss. There was a bit where they talked about a refugee crisis, basically, trying to handle that, and I'm kind of iffy on the solution they came to, which is like uh, having them either accept citizenship or try to figure out their place in the setting. Otherwise, they need to try to find a way to not be a burden on the resources, the limited resources of the country. So a lot of them who were homesick were like, nah, we're just gonna leave to go to try to take back our land that was invaded by demons. So, I guess. I don't know. This show has been pretty good for the most part, but some of the issues are really complex, and I don't know if it's really got. It's handled it better than some anime, honestly, but it's really hard to tackle these issues with any degree
It
of nuance if
yeah,
it's just an isekai.
it doesn't have the chops to really to pull it off.
That said, it does have some interesting plot twists that have been interesting. Like the last episode had a very big plot twist that involves you guys don't care if I spoil it to you.
No.
Go ahead.
So time travel is a thing, but it's only one specific person, and it's only sending back their memories in time. And the person who has this ability is the former queen, who basically sent her memories back and her husband's memories back to basically inform the king that, like, hey, the initial route you took with the summoned protagonist, that didn't work, and it led to the country falling apart. And I've used this ability several times to avoid dying and to marry you instead of any other person I could have married who inevitably led the king's downfall. So yeah, this is our best shot. We're going back in time while the castle is collapsing around our heads, or rather, we're sending our memories back in time
Mm.
because there's no physical time travel. And I do think it sidesteps the inherent issues to most time travel stories by being a very specific ability to one specific person, and it being not like based on actually physically traveling back in time, but you can only send your memories back. You send it back to from a specific time to a specific time. You don't see the future. You don't get to travel back all over the time stream. It's one and done.
Mm. Fair enough.
Yeah, I do appreciate some of the high concept stuff the show has done, but at the end of the day, while it's handled some stuff well, it has not handled other stuff ideally, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
Still, I kind of appreciate that it had the balls to try, even if it didn't succeed most of the time. Well, all the time, rather.
As Coldplay once said, when you try your best but you don't succeed,
Yes.
you get what you
Yes.
want but not what you need.
You don't need to go full waxing miracle, Mill.
You feel so
Yeah,
tired
this
that
is
you
still a
can't
pretty
sleep.
good show. God damn it, Mill.
Stuck in reverse.
You done?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Overall, fairly good show. I kind of wish it had either been more nuanced, been more delicate, or not even tried to tackle some of these issues. But I appreciate that it had the balls to try, and even if it didn't succeed perfectly, it still had a more nuanced and unique take than some others.
Mm. Sounds somewhat like Ikebukuro Westgate Park that, tried to tackle several heavy subjects in like 2 episodes each.
Oh yeah, no, not great. Like, also, if there are some harem shenanigans in this.
Eh,
Polygamy is legal, of course, so
it's not like I'm ever
your
watching
mileage will
this.
vary on this. Your mileage will heavily vary.
My mileage
Yeah.
is my mileage is stuck at 0 as long as it's an isekai.
Understandable. Have a nice day.
I
Yeah,
still
we can
don't.
move on now.
I'm still yet to regret boycotting isekai.
Oh no, that's true. That's fine. That's fine. Like to each their own. I just happen to be trash for Isekai and Battle Shonen, so
But speaking of isekai, we are moving on to gender bending fantasy because again, it's got a long title that I can't remember.
Yes. Okay,
oh
so
my.
yeah. So I'll say it out. I'll say it here outright. They aren't gay by the end, unfortunately. Not yet. We aren't quite there yet.
Darn.
Unfortunately.
Darn.
Yeah. So this last string of episodes was fucking nuts. So our two protagonists, Tachibana and Jinguji. Tachibana is the one who was turned into a girl, and Jinguji is the one who is good at everything and also has super strength now because isekai. So they go into this next kingdom. They go to this church that apparently worships the god that brought them to this world. And at first they get into a bit of trouble because they find the goddess mark on Tachibana's neck, and they think it's heresy, but it's just the mark of the goddess that they just happen to have. Um, but they get that settled. They meet the king, um, and then Tachibana meets the princess, who she wants to go with them on their quest to kill the demon lord. Um, but Tachibana's like, no, because you're gonna die if we do that. But instead of just telling her that, they just try to get permission from the king. He, of course, says no. So her reaction to this is to stage a rebellion against the kingdom.
What?
What?
And Tachibana gets roped into this, and she tries to use their cuteness to manipulate the rioters and into joining their cause. So, so that's happening, and it turns out that the head maid who serves the princess turns out to be a demon lord's servant, and she sort of brainwashes, but not really, Tachibana, and uses his resentment against Jinguji to basically do her bidding. And they end up activating this giant bunny-shaped robot that was sent there by the goddess to be a super weapon in times of distress or something like that. And so the demon lord servants take control of the robot, but Tachibana snaps out of it and instead decides to take control of the robot himself to attack Jinguji because he's resentment against him because Jinguji's good at everything, and he was always, sort of insulted because they're best friends, but he was always looked at as inferior because of it, and felt like he had nothing, and felt like Jinguji was always looking down on him because he's never praised him once, and he just wants to be praised. Jinguji tries to praise him, but Jinguji's never praised a person in his entire life, so that's awkward. Also, the bottom shelf Kirito knockoff is vital here because Jinguji loses his strength because of his shattered bond, so he's the only one who can hold off the robot. So he does that, and eventually he manages to snap Jinguji out of it. They make up. He figures out he flashes back to all of their memories together, and they sort of make peace, and Tachibana now finds himself even more attracted to Jinguji than before.
Wonderful.
And so that's more or less it, and they resume their quest.
So, question.
Yes.
How many times during these episodes did you say, just fuck already to the screen?
Not as much as you would have thought.
Huh.
Not until this screenshot happened, honestly.
Ah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'll do it.
Yeah. But this show is very, very weird, as I just described. It's also very, very funny. And it goes places that seem random if you just say it, but for some strange reason, it just makes sense. And I enjoyed it much more than I expected to. I don't know if this will get another season or not. It's an isekai, so it probably will. But if you can tolerate isekai and enjoy stupid, dumb romances, you'll probably enjoy this.
I cannot.
You don't. I know you don't enjoy stupid, dumb romances. That's understandable.
Yeah, that's the bit I was objecting to.
Yeah, of course. But yeah, this was surprisingly solid. I enjoyed my time.
Mm-hmm.
That's good.
Yeah.
Moving
Not
All
much else
right.
to say.
Yeah, moving on then to Lupin the Third Part 6.
Is it? This last episode's kind of weird, honestly.
What I would say is that I think the first core managed to balance the overall story and the episodic bits quite well. I don't think the second core did it as well.
No,
Mostly because
definitely not.
I think
Yeah.
the main story was just kind of bad.
Yeah, all the Tomoe stuff was weird. Also, like, I get what they were trying to go for ish, sort of, but like, yeah, no, the Tomoe stuff was weird.
Mm.
And very trippy and very high concept. I don't think it worked.
No, it didn't really. I wasn't that bothered by the end of it. Um,
Like, I
well,
appreciate that Lupin's friends had a big role in snapping him out of the hypnosis and all, but like, at the end of the day, like, Tomoe was not a particularly interesting antagonist.
no. I mean, the point is she wasn't even really there for most of it. Not really.
Yeah, exactly.
She was there in
And
memory.
she was very vague for a lot of it too, like very
Yeah.
mysterious and stuff. And the mystery around her wasn't as compelling as it probably should have been.
No, it really wasn't. I did enjoy the island episode where the girl completely misunderstood the relationship between the main quartet and thought that
Oh, that was
Goemon and Jigen were madly in love with Fujiko.
yeah, that was fun. That was a fun episode.
Um,
I do also. Oh yeah, the third to last episode was really fucking dark.
yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
don't want to go too much into it because that was like Jesus Christ.
All I'll say is content warning for rape.
Yeah. Fortunately, it's not actually depicted, but still.
Yeah. Um, but yeah, just like the last two episodes just weren't great. Um,
Hmm. Like the one thing I appreciate is that it did confirm that Ariana survived, which was nice.
yeah, and
And
I
also,
appreciated what Zenigata got to do. Like he
I
got
think
to be
that was
smart in his own right there.
hmm yeah. I also kind of appreciate the standoff with Lupin and Matea. That was interesting enough.
I did quite
Honestly,
like I did
she should have been the main antagonist of this arc. That would have been a lot
yeah
better.
yeah
Just
maybe
get rid of Tomoe.
yeah. I did enjoy their fight in the final episode. I thought it was actually really good.
Mm-hmm. It was pretty neat.
Hmm.
But yeah, the rest of the resolution of the Tomoe stuff was just not great.
She just wasn't that interesting of a character. And maybe to be fair, maybe it would hit harder if we were you know had watched previous parts of Lupin and were like really invested in him. Like maybe this was a big thing for long-time fans of Lupin. Oh my god, are we actually gonna get like some backstory stuff for Lupin? Are we gonna actually meet Lupin's mother, sort of thing? I don't
Yeah.
know. But as you know, as people who have just only watched this part, it didn't hit very well.
Mm-hmm.
That said,
Yeah.
I still enjoyed my time with it. I still think it's been an enjoyable show to watch.
Yeah, it's been pretty good. Like
And
as I said, my biggest issue is just like the all the Tomoe stuff. It feels like very out there, very. It doesn't feel very well connected.
it feels like there's like a small there's a slight undercurrent of almost misogyny there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like a bunch of women like helping to hypnotize a dude. Like it feels weird and not great.
Mm-hmm.
Like I get that they were manipulated as well, so I'm not like not saying it's a whole conspiracy or anything, but like it's still not a great look. But at the end of the day, I sort of just accept that from Lupin. It's a fucking what is this 70-year-old series now.
Yeah. It's ridiculously old.
So I'm like I can I'm willing to I'm willing to put aside some gripes in the knowledge that yeah, it's solely because it's an old show.
Mm-hmm.
It's airing in 2022 when it started in like the 60s.
Yeah, it's a 50-year-old series.
Um,
Yeah. I'm comfortable with moving on at this point. Honestly, it's like
it's a decent enough
so
show.
much.
I would give it a try if nothing else for the first core because the stuff with Sherlock Holmes was really good. I liked that story.
Yeah. Yeah. The Sherlock Holmes stuff is good.
Yeah. Moving on then to Miss Kuroitsu in the monster development department.
You just finished this before starting stream, right?
Yeah, I just finished the final episode. Yeah,
As did I.
Yeah. It was a good episode.
It was
it
a very
was a
good
good
episode.
Again,
The
I would.
screenshot you picked was.
I just fucking loved that whole bit because I love Megistus.
I
guess
can
this is great.
let's appreciate that translators went out of their way to like Photoshop the actual text out and
Yeah.
add the English text on there.
Also, like, the reason he does this is because he doesn't want to hire minors because he doesn't want to break child labor laws.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's I love him so much. I love him so much. He's the
He's
best.
so great.
He is the best character in the show by far. I mean,
I honestly consider giving him a Best Boy nomination. I honestly considered it.
I mean the issue is that I do think certainly what was it? I think 9 to 11 episodes 9 to 11 were weaker than some past showings. Certainly
for the
from my
most
view.
part, yeah.
I mean, again, it doesn't help that I'm not a fan, like a long time fan, or even a particular fan of like the tokusatsu genre, and have no knowledge of the history there. Because like that whole segment in the bar with all the retired heroes and villains, I'm sure tokusatsu fans were losing their fucking shit at all the references that were being thrown out.
I liked the bit on its own just because the concept of it was really neat.
I liked the concept, but like I think that the big draw of it is the basically the fan service element of oh my god, all these references to old tokusatsu series.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That,
I do love that
I
the
personally just
bartender
didn't
is
get.
a retired magical girl.
Yeah,
That was fun.
That was quite
great.
fun. That was quite fun. Yeah. What else was it in those episodes? The executive retreat wasn't great either.
I really liked that. For the most part,
I enjoyed it well enough. There were some bits I didn't like. But I still liked it.
I mean, the big issue is the whole thing with Wolf.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's very rough.
Yeah. I like how I like how the bad guys sort of end up being the good guys there by keeping the stupid heroes from killing people.
I like that they had a second-hand robot.
That was a good joke. That was a really good joke.
Yeah.
I just love the idea of this world where like Tokusatsu's heroes and villains is so prevalent that you can buy just second-hand shit from like retired heroes.
in the monster exhibit down the robot, and they're like, "Hey, wave to the crowd," and he does. Oh,
Uh,
delightful.
yeah. Um,
I
Yeah.
just also love the bit at the end of episode 11 where the two hench girls get hired on as executives
Yeah,
just to play with Akash.
yeah. That's a amusing end to that little arc.
yeah, that was
Yeah.
worthwhile. I mean, it wouldn't have been half as funny if it wasn't for the start of episode 12, where it literally is just Akashik and I can't remember her name, but just playing on the game while the other one is like doing little errands.
Yeah.
That was great.
I like the other one
Imagine
is
I
getting
also
put
love
in
that
to play
actually got-
gotchas.
the other one
It
is just
actually
like
came back too.
yeah, the other one is just like no, this is the best job I've had. This is better than the other job. Take it.
Don't ask questions.
Don't ask questions. This is perfect.
I mean, I don't blame her.
Yeah,
It is
Yeah.
a much better job than their old job of getting beat up every day.
yeah.
Yeah, the finale was a really good, like, everyone comes together type thing, where it's just
Yeah,
like a whole
everyone
bunch
is
of
here.
this season as a whole.
Everyone is here. They
Yeah.
got everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was great. I also love that Kuroitsu finally gets that cool power up, and she immediately afterwards gets stuck in a suit.
Yes, that's great. I enjoyed that.
What I will say that I mean, maybe it does it more in the source material. I don't know. Slightly disappointed that they like did the reveal of the Doctor and Blader being siblings and then never really did anything with it.
I like how casual a reveal that was, though.
No, I like the
Yeah.
casual reveal. I just wanted to like maybe a segment or two more about it of just
Yeah,
like
Yeah,
I fully
Yeah.
believe that they do more with it later.
of just like a really awkward dinner where they have to like talk about their day without revealing what they're actually doing.
that would be so great. I also just love the whole using the concept of corporate mergers and corporate takeovers, but applying it to tokusatsu villains.
Yes.
God.
Yeah.
It's so clever.
Like
Mhm.
just all the corporate stuff in this, I did just love.
It is really good corporate satire.
Yeah. No,
This show is really fun.
definitely a fun show. Like it definitely has its issues. Like Wolf was either really good or really yikes.
Yeah.
Yeah, Wolf was the most hit or miss character. Not because of the character himself.
No,
because
I
of how
love
he
the
was
character.
treated.
It's the way it's the writing around him, unfortunately.
Yeah. There are way too many predatory female characters around Wolf.
Yeah.
And it's just not great.
Yeah.
No.
Also, people keep not using the right pronouns, but some of that's just out of ignorance.
Yeah. It really is.
I
Like,
mean,
how
yeah.
are they supposed to know? Well, Wolf doesn't say, like, hey, here are my pronouns, respect them, please.
Yes. Put that on his collar.
Oh, poor Wolf. Poor Wolf. Oh, you enjoyed that joke way too much, Nmbr.
No, I'm a little happy with that one.
I
Very
don't
fair.
entirely blame you.
Very fair. I did like
Shall
the
I
two,
move
I did
on?
like the two magical girls because especially considering the like the subversion of their personalities.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That was neat. Also, one of them gender bends.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, the other one is kind of a sex pest about it.
I'm not
They
sure.
are dating,
I'm-
so
there's
Are they
that-
dating?
it's heavily implied.
Yeah. I mean, it wasn't even necessarily like sex fest. I felt like it was just more. Certainly, my take on it was more she wanted like a girlfriend.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I do get the suggestion that she prefers when her partner is in female form rather than male form. So yeah, I can see that.
Yeah.
But yeah,
But yeah,
all hail Agostia, greatest
All
all
hail.
hail.
greatest evil corporation in Japan.
Yes.
Oh,
Mhm.
that's another thing I love. The fact that this foreign company just comes in and finds this country riddled with like minor tokusatsu heroes and villains.
Yeah,
without
they fucked
with
around and they found out.
yeah. But moving on to my dress up darling.
Uh, this is a good show.
It's a good show, but part of me just keeps screaming, "This is trash." And I don't
Yeah,
mean the
but
bad
that's
kind of trash, but you know what I mean when I say trash.
it's kind of trash.
Yeah.
Look, the core relationship between these two is just absolutely the core of the show, and it's excellent,
No, it is.
excellently
It is
written.
absolutely excellent. The character writing between these two is fantastic. It's gorgeous, top to bottom, and never stops being gorgeous. This last
Yep.
scene here is amazing. I love it. It's just
Yeah. Yeah.
adorable. In fact, that entire last
Exactly.
episode was great.
Yeah. Also, the whole bit in the Love Hotel in the previous episode was just like brimming with sexual tension. Just
Yes. Yeah.
absolutely brimming with sexual tension.
Yeah.
So you can't see
There
it,
was
but
a
I
lot of
do
that.
have my hand up. Uh, I am not as
Is it
high on
about
this show.
the
Hmm.
It's just that I'm just not as high on this show. Like I it was a struggle to get through it. I told you this, Jack, on Thursday, I think after the stream. Like I had
yeah
to stop partway through episode 10, I think it was.
yeah episode 10 because
Um
of the skin dark
I mean
recall.
that did not help. That did not help.
So
Uh
my take on the skin darkening, if you'll allow me to go on this tangent, I don't think Mary meant anything bad by it in any way. It was probably because she's ignorant about the insensitivity of the practice. She is a teenager after all, and Japan doesn't really do a lot of education on this particular subject. That
No,
plus she's
that
also
thing is
in
more.
the
That thing
Gyaru
isn't
culture,
uncommon,
and
as far as I know. That's
yeah,
just a thing that
Gyarus
exists.
also just tend to darken their skin a lot.
Yeah.
And Marin is Gyaru, so
Yeah. She did that, and I didn't think twice about it. So.
yeah, it seems like she just did it because she didn't really realize that it's a practice people would find insensitive.
You know what did bother me though? The uncomfortable amount of time spent talking about that middle schooler's chest.
Yeah. I was not as big a fan about that bit either.
No, it's come on. Like really? Really?
It felt unnecessary. The stuff with the sisters, when it's focused on like their relationship or their love of cosplay and photography, that was good stuff.
No, the
But most of the other
story-wise,
stuff
it's
around
great.
them,
I loved that little subplot. It's nice and cute, and I really enjoyed it. But it's between the fan service and the incredibly cliche gags that irritated me.
yeah, no.
Yeah.
The fan service, anytime the fan service involved the sisters, I was like, this does not at all.
Yeah.
I'm fairly sure I watched a good 50% of this show, like covering part of the screen because some teenagers' ass or boobs were filling it.
Yeah.
Mm,
But I mean, and this is an issue that I didn't really realize until I was until I was thinking about it, thinking about my award nominations. Actually, I think. I don't really like the fact that the cast just feels really small.
Yeah, I didn't realize it until I did that either. This cast is like
there's basically
5 characters.
yeah, there's basically 5 characters: Marin, Gojo, the two sisters, and Gojo's granddad.
Yeah.
yeah.
There are Marin's friends,
from
but they
what
get
I've heard,
hardly any screen time.
They
from
turned
what I've
they
heard,
were
like,
around.
there's more cast. There's more cast in later arcs.
Yeah, I'm
to work
sure.
with.
I mean, yeah, I mean, Marin's friends were like a thing in like the first episode or two, and then just disappeared.
Yeah.
No, we see. We get a
We
couple
get
mentions of them
glimpses of
sporadically
them.
throughout the series.
I mean, I'm not saying they like completely disappear from the universe, but they disappear from the narrative.
Mm-hmm.
And like, I
Yeah, even
just
if you look at the main visual, it's just Mara and Gojo in the back, the two sisters.
yeah, it's just
Yeah. The show will definitely not be having any. It won't be winning the best ensemble nomination. That's for sure.
and I
No,
just
I
and I'm
love
just
the
like,
show, but it does not have a
yeah.
very big ensemble to work with.
no.
And that's an issue for me, considering I did sort of struggle to connect with the leads and with their relationship. I mean, part of it is just that Marin is not the type of character I generally vibe with. I do vibe with, and certainly in terms of female characters, the more quieter, snarkier ones.
Mm.
No, those are my favorites. I love those.
I like them too. I mean, I really like Marin a lot just because of how unapologetic she is about her interests and
Mhm.
very much like her her being very outgoing but still being a very passionate consumer of niche media.
Yeah.
I like that contrast.
That's another thing I've remembered this. Like it seems to be setting up, especially with that first scene, of the girl going off on Gojo for liking Hina dolls. It seems to be setting up like maybe confronting gender norms and gender stereotypes, and then it never did anything like that.
Hmm.
Hmm. Yeah, I don't know.
And it's
Well,
just
that
disappointing.
seems like yeah. I don't know if that's I feel like it's more into a broader theme of shaming people for their interests than anything about gender stereotypes.
I wouldn't be shocked if it comes up again later.
Oh, I would
Maybe,
not be surprised either.
maybe. But I can only talk about this. The 12 episodes I've watched and will watch, because I'm not. If this gets a season 2, I'm probably not going to watch.
Understandable.
Understandable. Not everything is going to vibe with everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't vibe with the show as much as with most people that watch it, but I still enjoyed it overall.
I enjoyed this quite a bit, honestly.
Yeah. Yeah. And I don't blame anyone that does. It's just that those little things just irk me enough to bring it down just a notch.
I can see that.
Yeah.
Well,
It's a good show
from-
though, and it's freaking gorgeous. I can't get over that.
Yeah.
It is absolutely beautiful. But moving from one of the best animated shows to one of the weakest animated shows that I actually finished,
Orient.
You finished this?
Yes,
Why?
I finished it. I am Battle Shonen trash, my friend.
I didn't know you were this. Okay.
So am I.
Look, I
I
like
fucking
the author.
dropped this.
Look,
Yeah.
I like the author of the original manga, and I find the characters fun enough, even if the animation is absolute dog shit at times. Also, just like both of the main male leads are are himbos to some degree, especially the redhead here. And what can I say? I'm a sucker for that character archetype. They're always really fun to watch.
Himbos are
in my
fun, but
opinion.
you've got to have at least one smart person. You can't have a majority of himbos, otherwise nothing gets done.
Oh, there is a smart person. The main female lead is the smart person in the group, and she has to deal with two himbos, one moderately smarter than the other. But yeah, this show is. I feel like part of the reason I finished this is out of obligation, just because I wanted to finish at least one action series this season, even though it was kind of mediocre in almost every respect. It's not that bad. It's just like the characters are kind of
Aggressively
neat,
mediocre.
and it is aggressively mediocre. I will give you that.
Why
It's
did
not the
you-
worst show that I finished this season. It is
What?
not.
Why did you need to finish an action show when I know you watch Sabikui Bisco?
You're right. You're right.
Yeah,
don't know
he has
why.
a point.
No.
It's not like Orient was the only action show on your list.
There wasn't much good action this season, but there was one banger.
Maybe I was just starved, okay? Sabikui Bisco was amazing, but it was not enough on its own.
That's when you go back and you watch old stuff.
Meh.
You've got
This was
Now,
such
still
a
now
fun
you
big,
have
enough.
to watch the new hotness.
you've got such a big fucking backlog, Jack. You need to get to it at some point.
Eventually.
Well,
Yeah,
not next
this was okay.
season because we're busy.
Yeah,
next season's gonna be-
next season is fucking busy.
The rest of this year is getting crazier and crazier.
Yes, I am aware. That said, I don't have a lot else to say about this one. This was all right. It was not anything more than mediocre in most regards. The characters are fairly well written, but they don't really match up to the levels of the author's previous work. Like, the show will forever be in the shadow of Magi, unfortunately.
Moving
That's
on.
unfortunate.
Yeah, moving on then to another legacy series, Platinum End.
So,
I'm surprised I enjoyed this as much as I did.
I mean, didn't Mother's Basement do like an hour-long roast of
Yes,
this?
he did. He did a great video on it, and he addressed its few good points and all of the bad ones. And in regards to its ending, which I'll get to, I'll be honest, I expected worse.
Oh, high bar.
Yeah, true. So yeah, basically the end of the conflict. Our scientist, who is voiced by Kenjiro Suda, ba-
I don't
During
care
the
if I don't
final
have to hear him. I don't care if I don't have to hear him.
during the final confrontation with him, everyone tries working their shit out. He ends up being saved by angels twice. That pushes him to have an epiphany that maybe God does have a place in the world, maybe. So he just decides to let the rest of the characters figure this shit out, and they decide on the um, the the suicidal 13-year-old on being God. This is the part where I'm like, why him?
there's no way in hell this could possibly go wrong.
No, I mean, yeah, I don't. I'm not quite. I think they explained it, but I'm not quite sold on why they chose him. I know Mirai, the protagonist, he was willing to do it, but he did want to spend the rest of his life with his new girlfriend. So there is that. But yeah, they decided on him. He becomes God. Um, God looks like that screenshot there. It's it's weird, but kind of interesting. Looks like something from Shin Megami Tensei, if you're familiar with that. Um, and he basically watches shit go down, and this is probably my favorite part of the end segment, is it basically flashing through the rest of the characters and watching what they're up to and just them living happy lives. And it's pretty nice because a lot of them suffered through most of their life. Um, but of course, eventually, um, he comes to the realization, he sees how many people are committing suicide like every few minutes all over Earth, and he's not able to do anything about it. Um, he, but he does decide he wants to send a message to the professor, because what he did do with the professor, he left him one of his arrows for research purposes, and also in case he wanted to send a message to him that if God ceased to exist. So he basically tells the angels, "Hey, look over there. God kills himself, and a side effect of this is causing heaven to disappear, the angels to all vanish, and life on Earth ceases to exist, starting with the youngest to the oldest." And
What the fuck?
yeah, and the Earth becomes a barren planet, and that's pretty much it. And then something kind of interesting from this is that we see these formless lights in the universe, basically voicing something along the lines of the experiment was a failure, something. We learned nothing more about how we ourselves are able to die so that we can experience happiness, etc., etc. It's something like that. I don't know. I don't quite understand that fully.
That's
Um,
some high concept shit right there.
it is high concept shit, and that's why the ending doesn't bother me as much as it would have out of context. Because part of the part, it's not a good ending, no, but thematically with this show, with all the context, it kind of works because I think part of its intent, and Mother's Basement did talk about this in his video, is that to emphasize the beauty of happiness in that it shines its most brightest when those who have not experienced it experience it, but also have it in the fleeting moments or something like that. I don't know. It says a lot that Mirai in his final moments, like he realized that everything was going to end and that he was going to die, but he died happily because he felt fulfilled. And yeah, so it's a lot. This show is a lot, and I feel like an ending like this would have stuck out better if the show itself was good. It wasn't, but you know, yeah. So basically, this show is bad. The ending is bad, but honestly, it's probably better than a large chunk of the show itself. And it has some
Again,
good
low bar.
ideas. It has some good ideas, but it uses all of them terribly. And I enjoyed it. I don't know why I enjoyed it. Like I just said, it's very bad. I don't regret watching it, but I I don't know what else to say. I enjoyed this trash for some reason.
So I have a question. Did the character
Okay.
called Hajime Sokotani appear this season?
Hajime Sokut. I don't recall that name. Why?
Just checking because his voice actor Tomoaki Maino is already in 6 things this season. So if he was actually in this season of Platinum Men, that would be 7 things.
Oh, okay.
I was just curious considering he's so fucking busy.
Let me see if I can find an image of that character. But
He's
yeah, as far
the
as I know.
he's the ugly dude who got plastic surgery to be
Oh,
beautiful.
him! The guy that looks like a JoJo's villain. Yeah.
Yes, yeah.
No, he was in the first half.
Okay, just checking. Still, 6 things for Tomoaki Maino. Busy bee, very busy bee.
Yeah. Very busy. But yeah, this show is bad. I don't recommend it. I enjoyed it. It's like a 4 out of 10. Um, so yeah, yeah. So just at the highest edge of bad, but right below average.
Fun.
Yeah. If it ended an episode earlier, I might actually have rated it higher because it sort of just ends on a very positive note and not one that thematically may have worked if the show itself were better. But I don't know.
Well,
But yeah, we can move on.
The lesson here is don't make God a depressed 13-year-old.
No, don't do that ever.
That's a terrible idea. So
No.
terrible.
It's an awful idea. Jesus Christ. Also, watch Mother's
Or they
Basement's
think-
video. It's very good.
Moving on then to Princess Connect ReDive Season 2.
On the opposite end of something being very good and satisfying.
It was so good.
Yeah. It was really,
Yes.
really good.
Here's a screenshot.
Oh,
This
yeah.
whole show was
that's a good
really
shot.
good.
Yeah.
I am so satisfied with the ending. Like, my
Yeah.
one wish that had happened was that there would be a more prominent appearance from Winklewish at the end, but I'm not going to complain about them being left out too much.
Oh, yeah. They were kind of left out compared to most of the other guilds.
And they just showed up in a brief cameo at the very end.
Yeah. I like at the end montage where they're visiting
Oh, yeah.
Kaiser and the in prison and they bring the food. That's so cute.
Yeah, that was great. Also,
Yeah.
I love the bit of the flashcard at the end where it's just Eriko and Christina just looking at each other like they're about to fight again, and the people in the background
Yeah.
just being like, ah!
Yeah.
I all the fights in the final stretch were really good too.
Yeah, it's really well animated, more than it has any right to be. Um, I'm trying to think. Yeah, everything kind of just falls together really well.
Like my
Our
one minor gripe with the series is that
mhm.
it doesn't delve particularly deep into Mana's motivations.
Yeah, not really, which I feel like that's just part of it being, an adaptation of a mobile game story that in itself was a sequel to a different mobile game where that may have been explained for I don't know. It's a lot there. Um she wanted to see her friend or something. I know she did say a name during that last episode.
I
I
don't
don't
remember what the name was.
yeah, I don't remember either.
Hmm.
But yeah, I like the bit where Yuki almost dies in that last attack, and he's almost gonna pull a ReZero, but he goes, "No, we're finishing this here and now."
That was great. It was a
That was
great moment for
awesome.
Yuki. I
Yeah,
appreciate that they actually made him in this finale.
yeah. I didn't want to see Princess Connect ReDive.
Hmm. Yeah, I feel like everyone, all of the four leads, all but Kokoro get like a really satisfying character arc conclusion in the finale.
Yeah,
Kokoro sadly doesn't get a lot, but she's more of a supporting character in the guild, anyways.
yeah, yeah. She's also very much tied with Yuki. So,
I do like that basically all the guilds though contributed to the final stretch of the season as well.
oh,
I was
yeah, they all did. I love Jun. Jun's
June was
awesome.
great.
That was so good. Uh
Like June and Christina were highlights, and so was Twilight Caravan. I did not expect them to play as big a role as they did.
Yeah, the Twilight Caravan kind of just pulled up in the final hour, and oh, that fight with Christina was awesome.
That was great.
Oh yeah, a lot of
Also,
Sakuga, a lot of highlights.
oh, we didn't mention the duel between Mana and Labyrinth.
That episode's awesome because half of it is just Pecorine
That's
just trying to tell Carol the truth about her identity, and the other half, and they're just enjoying festival shenanigans, and the other half is this
this
huge
massive
battle.
wizard duel between Mana and Labarista, and it's just fucking amazing.
Yeah, it's insane. Just the crazy bullshit in the way
I
that
loved
episode
it.
ends is just oof.
Gut punch. Just absolute gut punch. But
Yeah.
no, this Connect is just really fucking good.
Yeah. Really fucking good show. There's still plenty of story in the game, so I don't know if they'll continue forward or not with another season.
I
I
would
feel like I
I
feel
would
like
not object to a season 3.
no, I want a season 3 cuz I feel like there's so much more they could do.
I mean, Ten
Even
Bucks
if it,
says that $10 says that if season 3 happens, Twinkle Wish will be a big part of it.
that's good.
So that's
It's hard to
that's
say
my wish.
because this does deviate from its source material a fair bit. So
I've heard as much. Yeah.
yeah, just from what I know, I'm not. I've been slowly going through the main story. Um,
I am very far behind on the main story of the game. I've mostly just been playing events.
yeah, yeah. I kind of hope they actually adapt some event stuff too if they do a season 3 because that'd be fun.
That would be. They did do a brief adaptation of the event stuff when they gave Valentine's Day Shizuru
Yeah, there was a
making the chocolates.
yeah there was a little bit of that.
Yeah.
There was
Yeah.
a bit of
No,
that. But
this
yeah,
was
this one of the best mobile game adaptations I've seen. It might actually be the best. I can't think of anything else I've seen that's better.
yeah. Neither can I. The only one that
Yeah.
comes even close is the Fate Grand Order anime stuff, but
Yeah, and I
this
don't need to actually
blows
watch
out of the
that to
water.
know that
Actually.
shit's good. I've seen clips. I know that shit's good, but
Hmm.
yeah, hopefully we get a season 3. But this was excellent. Very very
This was
pleased.
this is a situation where I'm like with what we said earlier with regard to 86. I'm happy with how this ended. I would not mind if it ended here, but I would also like more.
Yeah, if this studio, this team did other side games shows too, games adaptations too, that'd be pretty cool.
You're just
I'd
angling
lo-
for a fucking Starlight one, aren't you?
Starlight's not side games.
Is it not?
Unfortunately,
I thought
no,
it
it's
was.
not. No, that's Bushi Road.
Oh, it's Bushi Road. I always get
Which,
those mixed up because I don't play
which
those games.
yeah, which granted I do think they work with side games every now and then, but yeah, I don't really expect anything like that from this team. But yeah, there's a lot they could do. So I want to see more of this team though, at least, because they're really fucking good at what they do.
Yeah.
So,
But,
ready to move
alright.
on then?
Yep.
To another fucking good show.
To Ranking of Kings.
The real Attack on
Oh, boy.
Titan.
Do we get into the elephant
Attack on
first?
Titan wishes it was this good.
Do we get into the
Oh,
elephant
yeah, go
first?
for it.
Or...
Yeah.
So obviously we talked about the Gyakusa stuff last stream. We don't need to go into it really again, considering it was never really brought up again. We do need to talk about the whole thing
The Moranjo.
with Moranjo and Daida.
Okay,
How
my
old
take
is
on that.
Daida?
My I don't know. What I do know is he is considered an adult in this world, and if it's between two consenting adults, it doesn't really bother me. So that's just how I see
I
it.
guess. I mean, maybe he ages faster because he's part giant. I don't know.
Yeah, could be.
All I know is that like it's really hard to determine his age,
Yeah,
and also like we don't really get a lot of Miranda's perspective on this matching.
it's weird because she's been trapped in a mirror, so like, for a long.
She is older. I'm pretty sure she was an adult when before Dai was even born.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure as well. But she's also very small. I don't know. But yeah, the way I see it is they're both adults, so it doesn't bother me too much. It's definitely weird, but
I mean, yeah, considering that for the vast majority of the show, she's been wholly devoted to his dad.
yeah.
What is their relationship, anyways? I never got a good idea of what it was.
I
Did
see
she
it
love him
more.
romantically?
I don't think the relationship with Boss was romantic.
No, it
I
may
think so
have been
either,
on
but-
Miranjo's side, but I don't think Boss ever felt that way.
Yeah.
No, he definitely saw her as like a daughter of sorts.
Yeah.
I would also say that we didn't really get an explanation about the whole demon thing.
We
Yeah,
sort of
no,
did,
no.
but not
We
completely.
sort of did. We got the explanation
Yeah,
of why they
brief
look like
flashback.
that, but we don't know exactly what that first wish that Moranjo made was.
No, we do know what both her wishes. I don't know if she wished on him directly, but she guided Boss to be wished on to wish on him. And then the second wish was obviously the one that put her in the mirror while she was dying.
I thought there was one before the
Oh
boss
yeah,
one.
that's right. Yeah.
I thought there was one before the boss one.
I
No,
don't
it
think
was
so. I don't think so.
for the demon. The demon expresses a disappointment that Moranjo is leading Boss to him to make the wish. Basically, his words imply that he feels betrayed by this, and this is like the first time that she's ever directly or indirectly caused a wish to be made on him.
I'm not sure. Maybe there was another. Now that I look back, maybe there was another one. I'm not sure.
I don't know.
If there was another one, we don't know it.
Yeah.
I feel like
Yeah.
there was one between the promise being made and then boss her taking boss there, because that's technically not her making the promise, or not her making the wish. Sorry.
Yeah.
Either way, assuming this does get another season, we do know that Miranjo does intend to turn this demon back to how he was. So there is that.
Yeah.
We also know that Moranjo is apparently planning to atone by bringing happiness to other people.
Yeah. Which
Good.
you know,
I like that touch.
yeah.
Rather than being like, "Oh, you're forgiven. Nothing, don't worry about it," type thing. It's like, no, you need to make up for your actions.
Yeah,
Make other people
you did some
happy.
pretty bad things.
I do like the bit where it's like Baji's mother in the afterlife is like, "I'm pretty pissed that you got me killed."
Yeah.
Oh, speaking of that afterlife bit at the River Styx, that caused me to cry because of the whole Kage and his mother thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That was really sad.
That was really sad. Um, can we talk about the fight between Boji and Boss?
Yeah, that was fantastic.
That was
That was
incredible.
spectacular.
Yeah.
Oh my
That's
god.
honestly one of the best fights this season.
Yeah.
Easily.
Yeah, when the fight first started, I'm like, why not use regular sized data? But I'm like, no, this is much more interesting, and I think it symbolically it works better too. But yeah, that was really cool.
No, that was definitely a really good fight.
And the big four
We'll be
standing up
talking
for
about-
Boji.
Yeah.
Oh,
Big Four versus Oken was also really
oh! I remember Kage's specific reaction, his scream there. I made the exact same noise as he did.
great. Yes. Yes.
I mean, the thing I lost my shit at was King Boji.
Yes.
Oh.
Yes. Yes. What a great payoff.
So happy for King Boji, even if he did abdicate. Like, how long do we think it was? Like a month?
Like a week or two. Yeah, about a month seems right.
Yeah, I think it was about a month or so.
He abdicated because he wanted to go adventuring with him.
No, I like that. I like
Yeah.
I like his new wish of creating a kingdom just like his dad did. I think that's cool.
Yeah.
And
Create
it's
a
an
kingdom of
excuse
his
to
own.
venture around with Kage. So that's good.
Like, I like this as an ending. I would be fine with a season 2, though.
No, please. I crave a season 2. Please. Please.
We also have
Also,
another
Data gets to be
thread.
king too. I think he's earned it at this point.
I can see that.
Yeah.
There's another dangling thread, though, that we didn't talk about. The Underworld Brothers and Desha actually taking the #1 spot so he can look into that treasure collection.
Yeah.
I have no idea what to expect from it.
What's going on
I
in
don't
that
expect
vault?
anything good.
Yeah,
that vault is sketchy as fuck.
Yeah. Oh.
Also,
King Bo just yeeting
Yeah, I was about to say.
yeeting that head into the lake. What the fuck?
I mean, it was a surprisingly effective way of doing it.
You know, it works, but that might make things difficult if they want to bring Oken back. But
Yeah.
I mean, he's having fun in the belly of a fish.
yeah, I forgot I was eaten by a fish. Yeah. Wow. I mean, it worked.
Oh man, that was so nuts.
Oh. But yeah, good show. Really, really fucking good show.
Extremely good show.
Oh.
It says a lot that even with the minor flaws we could find in it, it's still one of the best shows that's aired in a while.
Yeah. It's
like
it's really fucking
really good.
Yeah.
Really good.
I hope we get more.
Same.
I think it's likely. This seems like something that Studio Wit would want to keep going.
Yeah, at least at some point. It's a breath of fresh air seeing a fantasy like this, and it's not an isekai.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's also a really well developed world. I will say, one of the moments that really got to me, like, was the moments that was foreshadowed in the opening, where Miranjo attempts suicide and Boss saves her, and then he shows her the beauty of the world. And it's just such an absolutely amazing bit of visual storytelling.
Yeah.
Almost no dialogue whatsoever throughout that entire bit, and
Yeah.
you know exactly what's going on, and it is goddamn beautiful.
Yeah.
I mean, talk about that fucking opening though. Jesus Christ.
That opening is.
Opening is so good.
I can't get it. Also, they made changes to it in the last few episodes.
They did.
Yep. We'll gush about the opening more later, I imagine.
Oh yeah.
Moving on from one great show to another, though.
Moving on to Sabikui Bisco.
This show is very bad at being straight.
It's incredibly bad at being straight.
Like, don't get me wrong, I really like Bisco and Pau, but I can't deny that him and Milo.
I mean, it felt like Pau just sort of accepted it at the end there, just like, no, Jabi, don't interrupt them. They have to
let them have their moment, because he's mine after this.
They have to have their gay cuddle.
Like, it says a lot that that Pau and Milo have very similar taste in men.
I mean, when Milo kept trying to set them up, I was like, Milo, stop setting your boyfriend up with your sister.
I don't know. I kind of also like the idea of Milo and Tyrol, but that's just me.
I like them too. Great chemistry.
I wouldn't be upset by I wouldn't be upset by those pairings, but at the end of the day, like the best pairing would be Milo.
It's there. I can't
Bisco.
Deny it.
Yeah.
It's right up there in your face.
Speaking of in your face, there we go. I had a screenshot of the gay cuddle.
Yes, you did. Understandable. Have a nice day. But also, just like, I love how much the characters bounce off each other in this show.
Yeah.
And Kenjiro Tsuda does a great fucking job being the villain.
Holy shit!
No, Kurokawa's great.
This is one of his best roles that I've heard in a while. He was
It
on
just
fire.
lines up so fucking well with him. It just works so goddamn well.
Fucking having him play Yu-Gi-Oh though.
I love that so much. That was so good. You cannot tell me that was either like intentionally done or it was just coincidence. But part of me just thinks that because I don't know if it's in the manga or not. But
regardless, it's great.
So good.
Regardless, it's great.
Yeah, that was so good. But yeah, Kurokawa is wonderful, and he's also really bad at dying.
He's a really sore loser.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised.
He really is.
I wouldn't be surprised if some part of him is still out there just planning revenge.
Yeah.
That's
he became a rust cloud.
Kenjiro Tsuda will not leave you, Mill. He will never leave you.
What if he's in Boji? What if he's in Bisco's arm?
Oh god.
Speaking of Bisco, though, I do find his resurrection hilarious because of how little explanation we get.
Well, no, we get it. We get an explanation, and it's just like, well, that sounds like bullshit, but it makes sense in the in the fucking laws of this world.
Yeah. The Rust Eater, there's apparently a lot we don't know about the Rust Eater and how it reacts with Mushroom Keeper blood, so I'm willing to buy a bit of bullshit here, especially since, like, there's a whole other part of the story so that looks into him going back to normal, apparently, so...
I also just find it hilarious that Pau's initial reaction to this is, you know what? I'm a French living demigod. And you know what? Good for her. Good for her.
No, good for her. She took what she knows what she wants, and she fucking took it.
I mean, my
also good for her for becoming the new governor.
Yeah. I mean, my take on it was just like, okay, she's getting one last smooch in before she knows that he's taken by her brother.
I mean, yeah, they are. Those two are the ones traveling together by the end.
Yeah.
She has to do governor things.
Look, Pooh's gotta be governor, and Tyrol's gotta be a shit gremlin peddling mushrooms.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, go gremlins.
Yeah, I mean, what I will say is this second half, the pacing isn't great.
No,
Yeah,
it's awkward.
It's kind of
and
dragged
three
out.
whole episodes on the final battle. Yeah,
Yeah, like it's enjoyable enough still, but it's noticeably poor pacing.
No, I love Milo trying to use
Oh
his
yeah,
inner Bisco. That's so
no,
good.
that was really good. I loved that. I
And
really
the
Yeah.
loved
final
that.
confrontation with Kurokawa is exceptional.
I love how everyone contributes something to it.
Yeah.
Like
Uh,
we got Tiro with the info, Jabi with the assist, Poe just smashing the thing's head in, and Milo and Bisco just finishing the job.
I mean, how much gayer can you get than joining forces to fucking take out your arch nemesis?
Oh, it's pretty damn gay. Not
who's
gonna lie.
apparently responsible for most of the atrocities committed in this whole show.
Yeah,
I mean, it's Kendra Asuda. What do you expect?
No, that figures. Yeah, you have a point.
yeah. No,
But yeah,
it's a really enjoyable show. As I've said before, I'm not sure if it would have done quite as well in a busier season, but certainly in this season, it is one of the best.
yeah. I think it still would have been a hallmark for me regardless, because again, this is another one of those just really refreshing shows.
Mm-hmm.
No, I mean the world is so interesting.
Yeah, we
The
have
world
giant
of Mission
crabs
Matt
and hippo cannons.
The
and the
fucking
fucking gorilla.
the fucking commando gorillas and the fucking
Yes.
elephant cannon.
Look, you have to call it a gorilla. That's the right way to say it.
Yeah,
Ah,
that's
okay,
right.
okay. I'm
It's a
getting
gorilla.
I'm getting the pun now. I'm getting the pun now.
Yeah.
Took me a second, but yeah, no, that was good. I mean that whole I really liked the whole thing with the factory. Like I really liked that.
And that was a great bit. That was a
That
good
was-
stretch.
That was. I love it. I love that whole part. It's great.
Yeah, good show. Easy top 5 of the season.
Yeah.
Not that that's a high bar.
And Bisco became Rust Eater Bisco by the
Yeah.
end.
Yeah,
Oh,
he's fucking immortal, and he cannot wait to get rid of it.
I
Yeah.
love that they bookended it by going back to the fucking checkpoint.
Oh yeah, the
No,
station.
That's great.
I like just
That's
like
great.
and fucking Milo has a wanted poster now. Man
The
eating
least
panda.
intimidating,
Yeah,
the least intimidating outlaw ever.
yeah.
No, and even they're going. We know he's probably not a bad guy. It's
Look
like
at his face. Look at it.
No, it was a good show. It was a good show, and I
No.
definitely enjoyed it.
really solid.
Yeah.
If we get more, I will be pleased. But
I mean,
this was a fun ride.
I mean, this is
This literally only adapted one light novel.
yeah.
One.
Yeah.
And this is the only thing this particular studio has done. So we'll it'll depend solely on how well this does in terms of Blu-ray sales and other merch stuff.
Hey, if they come to the
Very
West,
likely.
I'll buy Blu-rays. I'll do it.
Same. But moving on to Mill's preferred Sports Boys show.
Salaryman's Club. I fucking love this show. I love it so much. I love it so much.
Do you? I'm not convinced.
I just like. So I'm trying to remember exactly where we were. I think I've got to talk about episodes 6, 7, 8, and 9 because I didn't manage to because I was doing the prep for this. I didn't manage to watch today's episode, but I've still got quite a few episodes to talk about and just like. So we've got more office shenanigans and fuck anyone who thinks that they're not fun because I love the office stuff, and I'm speaking mostly to what should we call it the people who do the ANN This Week in Anime, because they were notably like, oh, the office stuff is boring, and it's just like, no, it's not. It's great. It's the whole point of having like a fucking what should we call it series set in like set with adults and in an office. Like That's what allows us to stick the fuck out. But yeah, the worst thing possible happened at the start of episode 6, in that Mikoto had stayed up like all night getting a presentation ready, and then he didn't save it. In fact, he fell asleep before saving it, accidentally left the cursor on discard changes, was woken up late, and just clicked a button as he closed it and discarded all the changes he'd made. It was horrifying. Then we also get the tournament, which was really good because obviously, as you'd expect, the main pairing of Tatsan and Mikoto win their match against the certainly one of if not the world's best doubles player. But then the others lose because, you know, at this point they aren't quite as good, especially Saiki Soda is like still, you know, trying to get past his whole don't want to look uncool thing. It's quite good. And then we also learn that Tatsan has a bum knee, which of course he does because he's like 35 and he's fucking jump smashing everywhere.
Yeah, that'll do it.
But we get a new addition to the team. We get Usayama, who was a prolific badminton player, and then he had a family and quit to help support his wife, which is, you know, really great. Like there's a lot of really good stuff in this about, you know, how an adult copes with with sport and having to work, and, you know, the balance there, which is again, it's just so interesting, you know, considering most series are set in, you know, high school, or you might get the rare one that's set in university like Run. But this, you know, this is exploring some really cool shit. And yeah, we're finally at the what should we call it? SLJ League or SJ League, something, whatever the fuck it's called. Also, Ayumi Murase's character is a fucking weirdo.
How so?
Well, he's the one in the screenshot, and he's calling a shuttlecock Elizabeth.
What?
The hell?
What? No. What? Why?
I'm fairly
Why,
sure
though?
he kissed the shuttlecock at one point as well. A chaste kiss, mind.
Hey,
It wasn't a full French, but, you know, still kissed it.
So this is the shuttlecock used in the match.
Yes.
Man, I hope he doesn't marry someone named Elizabeth.
Can we just talk real quick about how it's called a shuttlecock?
Yeah. I didn't make the names for badminton.
It will never not amuse me.
No, that's
not amuse me that it's called a shuttlecock.
I mean, you look at it and you think, yeah, that makes sense.
Oh,
Yeah,
it's weird.
Yeah,
but...
I can...
Also, official confirmation that Takaya Kuroda, Kiryu's voice actor's character, legitimately works in the company and wears a suit, which is so fucking weird, but he still has his fan.
Huh.
That he uses to smack people around with, and I love it so much. Like, you know, this fucking dude who just constantly wears sunglasses, a pompadour, and a tracksuit in a fucking office in a suit. Like, it's just so glorious. Just such a glorious image. But we should move on to my favourite of the season, Sasaki and Miyano.
I wonder what your screenshot's going to be.
Could it be anything else?
The
Okay, but does he like him or does he like him?
Don't get into that. Fucking Miyano spent like 3 episodes trying to figure that shit out. Don't fucking plant it in his head again.
His gay disasters took long enough to figure out their own feelings.
To be fair, Sasaki has known from like episode 2. This is all on Miyano.
Right, Miyano is the disaster gay of the two.
I mean, Sasaki is a disaster gay. It's just less in realizing his feelings and more in not being able to hold them back.
Right, right. I
Like
do
he,
appreciate that he works on his with that on that front.
yeah, no, I really liked the whole thing where he realized he'd fucked up by trying to get Miyano to not enter the cross dressing competition. And that when he thought that Miyano didn't want to kiss, he was like, "Okay, no, that was on me. That was a shit thing to do. I'm sorry." Even if
I appreciate that he respects his prospective boyfriend's boundaries.
yeah, but by that point, Miyano was like, "No, kiss me, please." For God's sake, I've been trying for like a week.
Can we also just appreciate that it's revealed in the final episode that none of them has the other's number?
Oh God, yeah, I feel for Hirono in that moment. Just like, oh my God, these are fucking idiots.
Yep. I feel for Hirono just dealing with these two idiots all the time.
I did quite like what they did with Hanzawa as well. Like obviously
Hanzawa was good, yeah.
Because it was introduced so late, they didn't really get a chance to do much with it. But I did like the little bits we got of he's got two brothers who are both gay and he's expected to continue the family line sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like the narrative does recognize that was a shitty thing for the mom to ask. Two of her sons have come out, so she asked the third one, "You're straight, right? You'll give me grandkids."
Like, I get the whole wanting grandkids thing, but like, that's not the way to go about it.
That's a shitty thing to ask because it puts so much pressure on him. Because if he is as far as we know straight, but if he wasn't, like the fucking pressure on him there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's just kind of a shitty thing to do.
Yeah. What else is there to mention? Yeah, I mean, I was just for the last like 3 episodes, I was just on the edge of my seat, waiting for the confession.
You kept saying it was going to happen in the next episode, and it didn't happen.
They slow burned this to fuck. Yeah, they slow burned this to fuck, but I'm glad they managed to get to it. That's another slight issue I have with My Dress Up Darling. There was no actual like relationship. There was no like romantic relationship formed there.
Not yet.
Not yet, but
not yet.
Sasaki and Miyano managed to do it in 12 episodes. I mean, it took them like in universe like a year and a half to fucking do it, but they did it.
Mm-hmm.
And like a good year of that was just Sasaki pining.
Gotta love that gay pining.
Oh, I really, really do. I also love Miyano's friends, Tashiro and Kurosawa.
They're great. They're idiots, but they're great.
I also love how
one of them's an idiot. One of them's a future wife guy.
Yeah, no, Kurosawa's 100% a wife guy.
Like, I see wife guy written in your future. What's that mean? You know what it means.
No, it wasn't even like that. It was just like, I see wife guy written in your future. Yeah, fair. That's what I'm planning. So cool. Good to know. Good to know. Fate agrees with me. I also love how literally everyone is like, you two aren't together yet.
Yeah, I love how they are like, I thought you guys were dating already. You're not?
No. Why not? Oh God. No, this was fantastic, and I'm so happy we're getting more of this.
Same.
I don't care.
I'm gonna definitely watch the second season when it comes out.
I don't care if it's a movie, a second season, whatever it is. I'm watching it. This is just
It's
fantastic.
a gotcha.
I would do it.
It's an isekai spin-off.
I would break my boycott for that.
Ah, okay. So we found your limit.
I'm willing
found
to
his
break it.
weakness.
I'm willing to break it for the right show. It's just that there hasn't been one yet.
That's fair.
There hasn't been an isekai worthy enough for me to break it.
It'll come, I'm sure.
I'm sure it'll come eventually because there are, you know, few and far between there are good isekai, but you know, just nowhere near yet.
Yeah.
There is one for the spring season that I think might interest you, but
Which one's that? I mean, obviously we've gone through the PVs.
Executioner.
Executioner.
Executioner Way of Life.
Nah. I'm happy leaving that one alone.
I've heard good things about that so far.
I'm sure it'll be fine, but
Same.
you know, I'm willing to leave it alone. Kurosawa makes a very convincing girl.
Yes.
I loved that Tashiro didn't recognize him at first,
That was great.
and then hid in the box
But yeah.
because of it. Yeah, no.
I'm happy to move on at this point because we've guessed about the show enough.
Yeah, no, I'm fine to move on. I'm willing to bet whatever the sequel thing is, it'll be about Hirono and his roommate. Because we got a lot of hints of that, and then we never actually really got the roommate. We got a few glimpses of him, but we never actually like saw him interact really with Hirono.
Mm-hmm. And they were roommates. Oh my god, they were roommates.
They are roommates, and like Miyano is full on shipping them.
Understandable.
Oh god, the fucking hooligan club as well.
Oh, that was great. That was great.
Just
I love all the long sufferingness that Hirano goes through.
Well, no, it wasn't even that. It was just the fact that Sasaki just opened the door to see Miyano and Kurosawa, and Kurosawa was just like, "Can I take a picture of you, senpai?" Fine.
That was great.
Yeah,
let's move
fantastic
on from
show.
one nice comfy show to another.
Shenmue.
No. Oh shit.
Yeah, I forgot. I forgot about Shenmue. It's not on
How
the
can you
list.
forget about Forklift the anime?
No. Okay.
No, it's
the
because
sad-
it wasn't on the list they have in the Google Doc.
Okay, so it's not in the Google Doc. That's why I forgot about it.
Uh,
The tragic thing about it is like he's only in the forklift for like 2 minutes.
No.
The racing, I hate it. It's so. I mean,
Worst
yeah, you
anime
have.
ever.
I know
0
you
out
have
of 10.
I know you have an actual story to tell. If you're not gonna put the fan service in there, then what's the point?
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I'm not caught up just yet. The show isn't even finished yet, so. But where I'm at, we just finished Shenmue 1, where Ryo gets a job at the dock, doing the forklift thing, so he can get money, so he can afford his trip to China to track down Lan-Di. But once he starts his job there, he gets into some trouble with a local gang who knows he's been snooping around looking for the other gang that Lan-Di is apparently linked to, and there's a whole big thing. He basically bodies most of them, and
Naturally.
yep, and that's pretty much it. He eventually gets his way out, and he's on a boat. He is now on a boat. And then Shenmue 2 is about to start. So
Hunter
Yeah,
Hunter and Berserk fans shudder at the mention of boats.
I'm a Hunter x Hunter fan. Shut up. And I'm a Berserk fan too, but I'm not at that part yet.
You know who else shudders at the mention of boats? People who watch School Days.
Oh my
They
God.
don't exist.
Hey, actually, it's
People
funny
who
you
watch
say
School
that.
Days, not
Actually,
fans of School Days.
I
School Days doesn't
unironically,
have fans.
enjoyed School Days, even though it's a garbage show.
God. Well, it's been nice having your
Unironically.
number.
What? No, no. Listen,
No.
it's bad. But look, I can like a bad show. Okay, I already said I enjoyed Platinum End.
No, it's fine.
But yeah, back on track. So yes.
I mean, if I'm still here after enjoying X-Arm, then you get to stay whatever.
Oh yeah, I'm guilty of that too.
I'm sorry, the jank was too much for me with X-Arm.
Yeah. You know what isn't jank? This show, apparently. It still surprises me that the action in this show, while it's not like incredible, it's surprisingly slick and satisfying. It's fun watching Ryo just beat the shit out of a bunch of adults.
That's fun.
Using moves from the game, which that's a bit of fan service right there. This is really cool. Yeah, the action in this is surprisingly slick. The pacing, like aside from the tragic skipping of the forklift racing, is very good. It cuts out all the fat. It adds some bits that gives side characters more character, which is good. And overall production values are better than most game adaptations, but nothing, like I said, incredible. And animation-wise, the art is consistently solid, though. So there is that.
That's good.
Yeah, so this is turning out to be, what mobile games aside, this is turning into probably the best video game adaptation I've seen, which granted that bar is very, very, very low, but still it says a lot. But yeah, I look forward to seeing Shenmue 2 because I know almost nothing about Shenmue 2. I know there is a guy with a bandana, and that's pretty much it.
How many times has he fed the cat?
Super iPad. Oh.
Yeah, that guy.
How many times has he fed the cat?
0! The cat isn't in this show.
What?
Yeah. I saw some cute little animations on Twitter. I don't know if they're official or not, but some cute little animations that do scenes that aren't that weren't included in the show that they're really nice. I'm not sure if they're official or not though, because it looked like it came from an official account, but I'm not sure. But yeah, there are those. So
anyway,
but yeah, no cat, no forklift racing.
I mean, what's the point?
No gotcha pulls.
What's the point?
I guess you got to give people some reason to play the game, right?
I guess.
But yeah, surprisingly solid.
I mean, it's not like people play the game for the stellar gameplay or story.
I mean, I played most of the first one. It's jank as fuck. It's really charming, and the story is still good, but it's so dragged out by its archaic gameplay. We can move on now.
Moving on then to Slow Loop.
I fucking love the show so much.
No, it's so good.
That's so good.
This is such a delightful show. Every cute ass moment between the sisters or their friends is just I love it.
It is delightful.
So episode 9 fucking starts with I'm gonna say Koharu is the one who runs away from home and Hiyori just gets dragged along with her.
Yeah.
I don't think Hiyori was really on board with it. She just went with her.
Actual conflict in this show? That's crazy. Yeah. Even though it's not really a conflict and it's resolved pretty quickly, but still.
I mean, the thing is, it's understandable to see the dad's side of it.
No. Yeah.
Like, Koharu has not come up with a plan, and she is not the type to plan.
But still, the whole conversation is very funny, because he's very much against it, because she just recovered from being sick, and the mom's like, oh, I took a trip when I was their age, I'm sure, I approve, it's good. And he's here like, why aren't you agreeing with me? No, you can't do it.
Cute moment as well with the dad saying that it wasn't just Koharu he was worried about. He was also worried about Hiyori.
Yeah.
In general, I really love the vibes the family gives off. This family
is so good.
I love the little wedding episode. That was so sweet.
That was a good
That was
episode.
precious.
Also in episode 9, we do get the actual trip itself, and just so fucking predictable. Koharu asking Koi to tell a scary story and getting incredibly scared by it.
Yeah,
So
it's incredibly predictable. That doesn't make it any more.
No, it's still great.
Hilarious.
I still love it. I still absolutely love it. But it's just like, oh, who couldn't see that coming? Episode 10 was the school festival, I think.
Oh yeah,
That was
that's pretty
fun.
funny. Making a haunted house centered around fish parasites.
Yeah, and getting confused
That
as to
was
why
fun.
nobody was turning up.
Yeah.
Also, the fact that she like heard this guy like say a method of fishing she didn't recognize, wandered into Hiyori and Koi's classroom to get the knowledge, and then came back bragging about it. Like just completely
Yeah.
non sequitur, inserting herself in the conversation again.
Yeah.
She's so precious.
Yeah.
I love this dumbass.
Then episode 11 was a really nice Koi episode. I liked that.
Oh yeah,
Mhm.
that was
I
really.
love her
that's
reflecting
really
100
sweet.
friendship with Hiyori. That was wonderful.
Yeah.
And and just the showing that while she is incredibly mature and put together, she still has moments of teenage doubt.
And then her and
Mhm.
Hiyori have a moment, and then Koharu is like, "You insolent little brat! How dare you!"
How dare you keep this a secret? I want to be involved.
It's my
Yeah, episode 12
sister.
wasn't nice because it was like the two sisters bonding, and
Mhm.
it was really nice.
Mm.
I love the whole photo album as a gift thing too.
Yeah.
That was absolutely sweet.
Yeah.
Oh no, that was a really nice ending. That was a really
Oh
nice
yeah,
ending.
and that same episode, the fishing contest.
Oh, the fishing contest! I loved
where
that.
Hiyori really wants that body pillow.
And fucking won it.
Oh, that was. I also love how everyone else was just like absolutely set on the second place prize.
The vacuum cleaner, which I mean,
If
yeah,
you want to
that
make
should have
it
more value.
Yeah, if you want to make it up to your family that you go fishing every weekend, here's the thing. Oh god. No, the fishing contest was great. No, this was just a really, really wholesome show. Like this
Yeah.
is this.
I'm
to-
glad I watched this one.
Yeah, this
Mhm.
this is another one in the vein of Super Cub to me. It's not quite. I don't think it's quite as good as Super Cub, because Super Cub was just fucking superb. But it's still really, really good and really enjoyable.
Yeah, it's been a hot minute since I've seen a simple slice of life like this that just made me feel this one does. So
Yeah.
This one just it warms your heart, you know.
yeah,
And it's cute
and
girls
teaches you about fishing and cooking.
teaches you about fishing
Yeah.
and cooking. Cute girls do cute things. Like does have some really good shit.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
It is not a reason to write a show off.
Yeah.
Not like Isekai.
Speaking of which, transition. Oh wait, no. Next one isn't an isekai.
Oh. Strongest sage with the weakest crest. I picked this one for the title.
may as
drop.
well be.
I mean, yeah, it's an isekai in all but actuality.
Yeah. I am glad that you picked the title drop one.
Yeah.
It works very nicely.
I was like, fuck it.
Roll credit.
This one is the good one. This one works.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, this show is it's pretty dumb trash, but it's fun dumb trash. And the main cast play off each other pretty well, so it's fun enough. Even if the main villain is really fucking generic, as per usual with isekais
Mm-hmm.
and other fantasy light novels. But yeah, no, this was still a pretty fun show. I do like that they have at least some grasp of solid magic system, and I do appreciate that it's not the whole cast. I do appreciate the whole cast is not like generic enemies and female characters falling over themselves to get with the male lead.
Hmm.
There's actual supporting characters who are either women who don't want to bone him or other male characters who are actually competent and not evil.
Impossible.
You say that, but that happened in this show, including a one-off rival character who actually comes back and has character development.
I don't believe it.
And I don't know if he's voiced. I don't know if he's voiced by Bakugo or not, but it sounded like he was voiced by Bakugo.
What's his name?
Let me look.
I'll look it. I'll
hold
look
on,
it
let me
up.
look.
What's his name?
That dude's everywhere,
look-
so it wouldn't surprise me.
I'm looking right now. I'm trying to remember the guy's name. He's not listed on here. Damn you, Mal. Why did you fail me?
This is why I'm looking on ANN, because they do actually have a really huge,
It's Gil
cast.
something. Gil US, I think.
Well, I'll just search for fucking Nobuhiko. Nobuhiko Okamoto as Debilis in episode 1.
Oh, so he wasn't. So he just played that one-off villain. Okay, He didn't play the character I was thinking of.
So what was the
I could have
character?
sworn he did.
Giliuas. Giliuas.
Yes.
Yoshitsugu Matsuoka.
Oh shit! No kidding.
So if I just get him up,
That dude's in a lot of stuff.
yeah, I mean, so Teruki in Mob Psycho, Hirano in Sasaki. I could understand why you mixed him up now. Actually, hearing that, because Hirano does sound vaguely like Nobuhiko Okamoto.
Yeah. Still, good show. Decent show, rather. This is on the lower end of my list, but it's not a show that actively made me mad. Unlike a certain other show that we'll get to in a second.
So we're not quite transitioning yet.
Fuck it, we can transition right now.
Transitioning to Tokyo 24th Ward. I'm assuming that Cloverworks did not redeem themselves with this.
Not really, no.
No.
I'm not quite caught
you?
up. I'm just an episode behind. But Jack, I don't really care that much, so you can feel free to spoil.
So, I'm not going to go into spoilers too much, because the show's ending next week, because it got delayed because of the natural disaster, I think.
Oh God!
Well, I'm glad it was delayed for that, and not because of the obvious reasons.
Oh, I think it was that as well, though, wasn't it? I feel like it got delayed at some point because of that.
Ball.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. What pisses me off about the show is it is just like the most idiotic bullshit political centrism nonsense. Where it's like presenting like if you're gonna have politics in your show, at least try to make it accurate to reality and instead of trying to equivocate people who have mild anarchistic tendencies and want to rise against an oppressive government and don't equivocate them to a fucking surveillance police state that has been arresting people to sway the vote in their favor. Because fucking no, they're not equivalent at all. Just such idiotic bullshit.
I don't know. I don't disagree with you at all. But for some reason, I guess it just didn't bother me as much as it bothers you. I'm not sure why.
The thing that bothers me also is that Shuta is presented as like the ideal for being like in between these two stances when one of them is clearly right and one of them is clearly wrong. And also he's just being a wishy-washy centrist who doesn't really have a firm political or ideological stance other than quote unquote be a hero.
So
I agree that one side's definitely right. There are still issues with that one side.
Issues for sure, but
yeah,
one side is wronger than the other.
No, I mean that one side has its issues because the other.
Is this just the fucking mages and Templars from Dragon Age?
Basically, actually. Like, the one faction is like, oh hey, let's support these guys because they represent safety and security, and they're also a authoritarian police state who surveils their people constantly and uses a computer system to judge people as to like quote unquote predict crime and natural disasters. It just the protagonist gets fucking arrested on suspicion of terrorism, even though he did fuck all wrong.
I'm
Which should tell you how broken it is.
I'm assuming he got off based on the color of his skin.
No, actually, he got off because he knew the guy in charge of the police force arresting him.
Oh, good, more corruption then.
Yes.
We do get
He
the
didn't-
full backstory behind the why this
Green
is all
boy.
happening.
Yeah. And it's really fucking dumb.
I mean, it's just it's generic, honestly. Like you've seen it all before, you know. Good intentions, good intentions between this couple. One of them dies, the other one, you know, goes whole hog into doing the wrong thing. And yeah. So
Sounds like
Yeah,
I dodged a bullet with this one.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not quite
Yeah,
as
I'm
down
just
on
really-
it as Jack is, but you probably dodged a bullet.
This is definitely the weakest show I'm going to be finishing this season.
Yeah,
Like, it's not as
even
bad
with
as
my
Platinum
shit
End, but
list.
it's still really like it has good points too. Like some of the characters have really good interactions, and there's some really funny gags here and there. But
Is this better than Platinum?
the show is less uh, awful than Platinum End.
Yeah, probably. I don't know. We'll see. Yeah, it frustrates me the most though that because this show had some potential and
Yeah.
it was squandered. Another Cloverworks show that had potential that was squandered. I hate. Oh my god.
I just don't trust
Yeah.
Cloverworks anymore.
No, I can't trust Cloverworks anymore. I'll still watch
at the very
Cloverworks
least-
shows, but I can't go and think it with.
I will add the caveat that I don't trust Cloverworks originals anymore. They're fine with the adaptations of a season one.
Yeah, I like you have to add of a season one there.
I have
Oh,
to because of a certain
yeah.
promise elephant in the room.
Oh, I can't wait for Dress Up Darling season 2.
Fuck's sake! I hope a different studio picks up.
Honestly,
Dress
they
Up Darling.
also kind of botched what was the name of that show?
Akebi?
Hori Mia. They kind of
Mia.
botched that one too, and that was only one season. So
Horimiya, at the very least, wasn't that bad.
No,
it was just compressed.
it was compressed pretty poorly, and it wasn't bad by any means, but it definitely
was not as good as
flopped.
it was not as good as it could have been.
No, it deserved better.
Yeah. Anyway, you guys ready to move on to our final show?
Yeah, this
Yep.
show's disappointing and pretty bad, but you know.
My disappointment is immeasurable. Unfortunately, my day isn't ruined.
Yeah.
I mean, I've already moved over to the screenshot, but what you were saying applies to Tribe 9 anyway, so...
Aww.
Oh boy.
What I will say is the last 2 episodes, pretty fucking good. Enjoyed the last 2 episodes.
Good.
Stuff before it, middle part was quite shit, frankly.
Aww.
Just kind of boring. But like, so the stuff with the with Ota Tribe and Chaos Mad Sonada, that wasn't too bad. It wasn't great, but it wasn't like wasn't awful. Some of the stuff before it was just boring. That was okay. The actual final battle against Ojiro, I can't even say the Otari tribe because Ojiro just fucking like put his fist through the head of the tribe's chest
The fuck?
for making the mistake of trying to fix an extreme baseball game. Yeah, no, I like. Again, I well, I predicted. I was really hopeful that we would get the whole the best players from each all of the other old teams will come back to help, and they did. I was really happy about that. Especially getting to see fucking Daisuke Ono's character, Hanafuda Sakura, just fucking styling all over the other team. That was so good. Really loved that. Even if he did then get shot. And then the final like fight between Taiga, Haru, and Ojiro was actually really, really good. Like, surprisingly good. Like, I'll say now, it's not gotten either of my nominations for best fight, but dear God, it was really close. It was so much closer than I expected for something from Tribe 9.
That's good.
Yeah, and I just like seeing Haru confident. It's just really nice. Yeah, it's not terrible. It's just like kind of dull at times. Like I think the issue is a lot of people, myself a little bit included, came into this with such high hopes on the back of Akadama Drive, and it is not Akadama Drive.
No.
It is not Akadama Drive.
I can tell you that just by looking at it.
Yeah.
Akadama Drive is a tough act to follow, to be fair.
Yeah. But
maybe we'll get... I want to see more from this creator, so hopefully we do get something that's at least close to that same level.
Yeah. I mean, everyone just saw Kadaka's name on it and went, oh my God, it's going to be another Akadama Drive. It's another original by this guy, and it's like, no, it's not. No chance in hell. As I said, it's not a terrible show, but it's not great either. But I did end up enjoying it for the most part, especially those last two episodes. Those last two episodes really saved it.
Well, that's good.
But that is all we have in terms of actually talking about the shows. So now we move on to the awards.
All right. Let's do this.
And we have a good hour and a half left to do this.
Cool.
Let's not take our time too much.
We'll try not to. So, Nmbr, your runner-up for Best Protagonist, Kuroitsu Toka, Miss Kuroitsu in the Monster Development Department.
I feel like she's the only sane. I feel like she's the only sane one in that company aside from Magistus, but honestly,
yeah.
But yeah, I like her a lot. I resonate with her a lot as someone who, also has a full-time job that frustrates the fuck out of me, and I just try to do shit right, and sometimes you just fuck up, unfortunately. But I just like her a lot.
My one issue with Kuroitsu is that she does have a tendency to misgender Wolf.
Does she? No.
Well,
she
push him into female clothing and female situations, and also treating him like a little sister.
Yeah, she has fun with him in the wrong ways. But everyone in the show is guilty of that. So.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I do still love her. I love the fact that she just, like, Wolf was, like, really eager to take out those sleazeballs and make a good impression on her, and Kuroitsu just fucking bodies all of them.
Yeah, also she's surprisingly strong, and now she can back later, so there you go.
Yeah.
That was great.
Jack, your runner-up is Vine, Salema, Arbalist, Genius Prince's Guide to Raising a Nation Out of Debt.
The fuck is that name?
Yeah.
That's his full name.
That is his full name.
Yeah, I figured.
I do appreciate that he is a very complex character. He is simultaneously a very compassionate person and a total asshat. And his relationships with the most important people in his life is also really fun to watch play out. I
mean, the point is he could have sold his kingdom by now, very easily, and made enough money to live on it. But the fact is that he does actually care about the people.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, what we didn't discuss when we were talking about it is the conversation he had with Zeno in the park.
Yeah. That was a very interesting one.
Where
And
you,
the fact that it made Zeno just absolutely terrified of his ability was just
yeah.
very telling.
So
Yeah, no, he's good.
he is good. I enjoyed him a lot more than I thought I would, based on PVs.
Mm-hmm. Who's your runner-up then, Mill?
My runner-up is Minagi Hiyori Slow Loop.
Mm,
Okay, that is understandable, and I
yeah,
100% support it.
Yeah, I
yeah,
I
yeah.
just loved her so much. Like
Yep.
just like I do relate with her a lot because my dad died when I was 12 and my mum has since remarried, and it is a really tough thing to get used to, and so it was really nice getting to see it goes so well for Hiyori and gaining a sister in Koharu, and especially be able to get along with her hobby and not have it be
Toxic.
be toxic. Yeah, it
Yeah.
was just really nice and really nice just to get to see it come out of a shell as well.
Yeah. The worst it gets is that there's a bit of awkwardness, but
And again, that's so understandable.
no,
Like,
that's so normal. That's
yeah,
what makes it
so
good.
incredibly normal. But yeah, no, I really enjoyed Hiyori. But moving on to the winners, Nmbr, your winner, Akaboshi Bisco, Sabikui Bisco.
Good choice. Good choice.
Yeah, I mean, I love his energy. I love a lot about him, honestly, and his dynamic with Milo is excellent. And he gets a god fist, so that's pretty cool. But yeah, he's that kind of character that has a pretty positive influence on others, even without really
Yeah.
intending to have that influence. I think I think he helped Milo change for the better by the end.
Definitely
So-
helped Milo change for the better. I mean, just in a little minor way. That one kid from the
Oh yeah,
from the kiddie village who like gained enough courage to speak up and say, "Look, we can't save this place. We've got to save the people."
Mhm.
And
But yeah.
that is from Bisco's influence.
Yeah, he's
Also,
awesome.
Also, we didn't talk about the fact that Milo outright said Bisco is hot,
Yeah, he did say that.
and that is the only context in which I am taking it. I very nearly picked
Honestly,
that for the screenshot.
I almost considered Bisco, but with Sabikui Bisco, Sasaki and Miyano, and Dress Up Darling, all three shows I consider them to have dual protagonists.
hmm
Yeah,
So
No,
I
it's
decided to go
it
with
is
a singular
hard.
protagonist.
It is hard.
Yeah.
Jack, your winner, Jolin Cujo, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Part 6, Stone Ocean.
Oh, okay.
I feel like this is mildly
get it.
cheating, but I'm not going to deny that she's awesome.
No, I'm cool with that. I have no argument. Jolene's awesome.
Jolene is an absolute badass.
I
And I
can't
love
wait
her.
to see more of her in the frickin' fall. But you know,
Fix your fucking schedule, Netflix.
honestly, I think that might be more of a. I suspect that might be more of a David Pro thing than it is necessarily Netflix. But
Well, I mean, I hope they release this weekly.
oh yeah, that's on Netflix, and they're gonna continue doing their bullshit. But anyways, we can talk more about that when we actually get there. But yeah,
Yeah.
Jolene's awesome. I support this pick 100%.
For my winner, I went down a similar route to you, Nmbr, for my winner, but slightly changed. Neko Yanagi Milo, Sabikui Bisco.
Yeah.
See, this is why I didn't pick a winner from Bisco, because I would have had so much trouble picking between these two.
Milo was just the one out of the two that I personally preferred, just because I loved how kind he was and how much he grew throughout the show.
No, even in a corrupt world, he seems like the most goodest person, for lack of a better term.
Yeah.
But yeah.
And again, just his attempts to act like Bisco in the first two episodes of the final arc were just so great. And again,
Yeah,
it's something that he
I love
wouldn't
it.
have done, would not
Yeah,
have
and
done
he's-
at all in the first episodes.
He's doing some cool shit in those last few
Yeah.
episodes.
He did step up quite a bit
Yeah.
towards the end.
So, moving on to Best Antagonist. Nmbr, your runner-up. The little girl from episode 1, My Dress-Up Darling.
Oh my god,
So-
that's
So I'll be honest, with what I watched, there were basically no antagonists. There's this girl who barely counts, but you know what? She has such a negative impact on Gojo that I think it works. But yeah, the only other antagonist from any other show I watched would be, well, one that we'll get to, and Lan Di from Shenmue, who we know literally nothing about. In the gender bend isekai, there is no solid protagonist except the Demon King, who we don't see, and the servants, who kind of suck. Yeah, in all the other shows, there's nothing. So I had little to work with, so I just picked something that works. And
Yeah.
I don't think you guys would fight this.
No, it's fine. Go for it.
Yeah, she's
Unlike-
pretty awful. So
Unlike most of the others, I actually had to go into an episode to get the screenshot of it, but you know, it's fine. Totally fine.
yeah,
Absolutely understandable.
I wouldn't be shocked if she shows up in the manga later.
Very possible.
I would not be.
Jack, your runner-up. Enrico Pucci, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Part 6, Stone Ocean, all that jazz.
See, I forgot about JoJo's. Otherwise, I could have picked Pucci. So that is kind of on me.
Pucci.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's we have variety here. It's cool.
The variety is good. But yeah, Pucci is a fun villain, even if he only really shows up in the last handful of episodes in the first core.
Yeah, part of the
Still.
problem is we know so little about him. So, but he's
He's
good
very
enough.
entertaining for what we see.
Yeah, he's really good.
I imagine there's more of him later that will
Yeah.
Oh, almost
either
certainly.
solidify.
He cheated death so hard.
Oh yeah, that was fun. He
Oh,
did it by counting up prime numbers.
Yeah. See, this is why he's great.
Anyway, my runner-up, Otori Ojiro Tribe 9. Like you, Nmbr, I was sort of at a loss for antagonists. I thought about ones from Genius Prince, but like I couldn't really pick one that I was really happy with. And honestly, I did end up enjoying Ojiro as an antagonist. He was just the right amount of menacing, and he's voiced by Junichi Suwabe, and that deep voice is just so great as an antagonist.
Yeah, it's a great freaking voice.
And just like he was just so overpowering. I mean, he kills off a main character in or helps kill off a main character in like the first few episodes. So like that's pretty good for him to begin with, and then he just curb stomps pretty much anyone else who he comes up against. But he's also got a tragic backstory, which was interesting enough. And as I said, when he was in the show, it was interesting, and it's the fact that he wasn't in the show enough that made those middle episodes not great.
Damn. I guess that means that makes you a good villain, though.
Yeah, no,
You have that much of an impact.
definitely a good villain. So Nmbr, your winner, and Jack, your winner, and me, your winner.
Yeah.
Kurokawa Sabikui
Yep.
Bisco.
There was no contest.
It
at all.
really
I don't-
wasn't.
No contest.
I think
To
even
be
if
fair,
there,
this season was very light on antagonists.
I think even if we had more antagonists to pick from, he probably still would have won.
I think he would have at least
Probably.
been runner-up.
Yeah.
'Cause,
Yeah.
he's so
Hendro-
good. We all know
Hendro
it.
Suna just gives a stellar performance.
Yeah,
It's
his
just-
performance elevates him even more, and yeah, he's just awesome.
Yeah. Now Kenshiro Suda. Look, my issues with Kenshiro Suda are more when he has to play a non-antagonist. Whenever he's an antagonist, he does good fucking work.
Mhm.
Like, he is so good at the evil gloating. It just works so fucking well. But yeah, like there really was no other choices. And again, I don't think that's not necessarily because of lack of options. I do think that Kurokawa still would have done well in a more antagonist-filled season. But moving on to Best Boy. Changed it around again to keep things a bit more equal.
Okay.
Nmbr, your runner-up, and my runner-up, Lord Megistus, Miss Kuroitsu in the Monster Development Department.
He's so good.
Very good, and I don't blame you for picking him.
Yes, look at it. Just look at that quote right there.
He improves the show every time he's on screen.
No, he's my favorite character, and
Yeah.
he's amazing.
He's the
just
best
perfect.
boss ever.
Yeah.
I very, very strongly considered him. I'm being real with you.
No, I was very happy with my choice for runner-up.
No, anytime he's on screen, I have a good time.
Yeah.
Literally every time he's on screen.
Jack, your runner-up, however, is Gojo Wakana, my dress-up darling.
He's just such a good boy.
Understandable.
He's so earnest. He's so earnest and dedicated, and such a wonderful dork.
Yeah, so dedicated, honestly, to a fault, where he could have just told Marin that he was gonna be late in getting this shit done, but whatever. That's understandable, though. I resonate with it.
Not even late, considering she didn't think he'd be able to do it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
That was just a case of poor communication killing.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, I respect this choice. He's a good boy.
So, Nmbr, your winner, understandable, Nekoyanagi Milo, Sabikui Bisco.
A very good winner.
I couldn't ignore him.
Yeah.
You know?
No, that's fair. And
I want to make the duo protagonist thing work.
Yeah, and I did something similar in that the choice that I couldn't get in for Protag is going to be in the Boy/Girl Awards. So
okay.
So I did do something similar in that sense, but yeah, no, Milo's just great. I love him to pieces.
Yeah, we already talked about Milo. And he complements Bisco so well.
He does. He does. So, Jack, your winner, and my winner, Miyano Yoshikazu, Sasaki and Miyano.
He's just such a wonderful disaster gay dork.
He's such a disaster. He's such a fucking disaster, and I love him.
If I had watched the show, he may have been my pick as well.
This was what I meant. I picked Milo for best protag and Miyano for best boy. I could have so easily done it the other way around, but it is what it is. No, Miyano.
Look, Miyano is just a very, very good boy.
Yeah, he's a great boy.
He just needs to work on figuring out his feelings better.
Well, I did enjoy it. Like I read enough fan fiction to be completely used to slow burns now, so it doesn't bother me as much as it does some other people. So I was able to just enjoy the ride of Miyano slowly but surely dragging himself out of denial. But yeah, no, Miyano, great boy, very good boy. So moving on to best girl. Nmbr, your runner-up, Minagi Koharu, Slow Loop.
Her energy is great, and she's hilarious.
Yeah.
So.
No, very fair. Very fair.
It's wonderful.
But truth be told, I could have picked any of those three main girls, and I would have been happy. I love all three of them.
Yeah.
For very different reasons, but they're all perfect. So, but I picked with the one that sort of just has that energy.
Yeah. No,
I honestly considered any one of the three main girls for winner or runner-up.
Yeah.
No, Koharu is great, and it's just really nice because obviously I know I was worried, and I think I saw a few other people be worried about Koharu maybe taking over the show too much with her energy, but I think she did it just the right amount.
Nah, she it was perfect, right
Yeah.
amount of energy.
She was never overpowering, and that's really good.
Yeah.
Jack, your runner-up, Chirol Sabikui Bisco.
I was very torn between picking her or Pau. I like both of them quite a bit.
Mm-hmm.
But in the
Yeah,
end, my love of Gremlins won out.
yeah, I feel you there. I love both of them too. They were almost my pick for runner-up.
Yeah. Now, Chirol is very fun, and I hope she, I'm tempted enough to get the Sabikui Bisco light novels. Do they have it? Do they have a translation?
I think they
First
do?
volume's up
Okay.
on Bookwalker, I believe.
All right,
Cool.
I will look into it for sure then, because I'm intrigued enough, and I do hope that she joins Milo and Bisco on more adventures, because she does add a new dynamic to their duo, and it's so much fun.
She's a lovely jellyfish.
Mm-hmm.
But my runner-up for best girl, we've already mentioned her, Neko Yanagi Pau.
Yeah.
I went for the badass choice.
Good.
Honestly, understandable. I was
Yeah.
strongly considering picking her before I went with Tyrrell.
No, love Pau, just so badass. Just her initial fight with Bisco in Imihama, just fucking sending him into the fucking bowling pin.
That was amazing.
Yeah. That was great. But yeah, she's awesome. She's
Yeah.
badass, probably of the season.
Mm-hmm.
Moving on to winners. Nmbr, your winner for best girl, and Jack, your winner, Kitagawa Marin from My
Yep.
Dress Up Darling.
There could be no other. There could be no other.
You say
She's
that,
great.
but I haven't put my winner up, so
No, of course.
Yeah, but you're allowed to have a not a wrong choice, but a different choice, I suppose.
No, it's wrong because he disagrees with
You're
it.
right. You're right. It's wrong.
But
Marin is
no.
best girl.
you're gonna
that's how
eat
it
your
is.
fucking words when you see who I've picked.
Okay, yeah, probably.
Okay.
But yeah, Marin's
Show us
great.
the money.
I don't think we need to say much about her, but she's a wonderful
No,
character.
Marin's still the show, and honestly, it's what she deserves.
Yeah.
So my winner for best girl, Yoshinaga Koi Slow Loop.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. No.
Yeah,
I
eat,
get
eat
it.
your words.
I can
eat your
agree with
words.
Yeah.
I can
yeah.
agree with that.
Yeah. I
Koi
mean,
is great.
I said it myself. I almost picked her.
Yeah.
So.
No, I just love how dry
Look,
she
if I
is.
didn't go with one of the Bisco girls, it would have been Koi
Yeah.
for my runner-up.
No, I love how dry she is. She's so responsible and yet still so able to have fun with, especially with Koharu, just teasing her. It's just she's really great.
Yeah. She's delightful.
Moving on then to best ensemble. Let me just scroll down there. Nmbr, your runner-up, Miss Kuroitsu-san in the Monster Development Department.
I love all the characters. What can I say?
Yeah, I don't blame you. They're pretty good cast of characters.
Yeah. Very colorful. Very chaotic.
Very chaotic. As you'd expect for part-time tokusatsu villains who have to work on the side.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that they just had the failed monsters working in other places. Oh.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
fun. So Jack, your runner-up, and my winner, Sasaki and Miyano.
Okay.
I love these dumbass boys.
This is around when I was thinking about this and deciding, okay, no, I want to go with Sasaki and Miyano. This is where I realized that's part of what I wasn't much of a fan of in Dress Up Darling, because the extended cast in this helps the show so much.
Yeah, the show actually has characters that
Yeah.
that aren't the main ones.
Like look, if it
Look,
was
there's nothing
nothing,
in-
if it was if it was nothing but Sasaki and Miyano just fucking pining after each other, even I would get a little tired of it after a while. But the fact that we were
Yeah.
able to spend time with Tashiro Kurosawa and Miyano, able to get some stuff with Hirono, Hanzawa, and Ogasawara's whole fucking mess of a relationship that's actually quite good, but also just completely weird. And has to use fucking Miyano as a translator. Help space out the pining.
Mm-hmm. See, the thing is, like, Sasaki and Miyano, the overall plot of the story is primarily the pining.
Mm.
Whereas Dress Up Darling, the plot is on both the cosplay and the developing relationship. So there is a bit of split in the plot focus. But I can see what you're getting at.
As I said,
And also, like,
no, go on.
I will say there's nothing inherently wrong with a show with a minimal cast, but ensemble casts are also great. So
Especially when they're used as well as they were in Sasaki and Miyano.
yeah.
As I said, I loved all of the characters, even Ogasawara in a weird way.
Mm-hmm.
But my runner-up and Jack, your winner, Slow Loop.
Oh, so we just traded places.
Yeah,
on our
basically we
winner.
did. Yeah.
They were almost my runner-up.
I love these girls. They just really vibe well with. They just really vibe well together.
No, the whole cast was really good and really enjoyable.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, you've got the main trio, but I liked the stuff with. I liked whenever Futaba appeared. Actually, I thought she was
The
a really good addition.
supporting cast was really good and complemented the main girls really well.
Yeah, and I still find Koi's dad darkly hilarious. I shouldn't laugh.
Yeah.
I shouldn't laugh at what is essentially a neglectful father, but it's in such a comedic way that I can't help it.
Yeah, everyone's cool with it, so I guess it's fine, except for Koi. But it's
I think even Koi is fine with it. She just good-naturedly grumbles about it at times. Especially when she
Yeah.
thinks he's going overboard. And sometimes he is going overboard. But your winner, Sabikui Bisco.
Yeah, I can see it.
Yeah. I didn't put the girls in the places they could have earned, so I had to include them here. But yeah, I love the whole cast here.
No, very fair, very fair. Moving on to best ship. Let me just check to make sure I've not got any repeats yet. Nope. Nmbr, your runner-up, Bisco and Pau Sabikui Bisco.
I know you don't quite agree with this one, but I really like it. I was shipping them ever since their first fight, so...
I just want you to
It
know...
was a good...
I just want you to know how close it was for me picking Milo and Visco as my runner-up.
I know. As I was picking this, I'm like, he's gonna pick Bisco and Milo, isn't he?
I was so close.
Yep.
I was very, very close.
Yeah. No, I believe it. But yeah, I like these two. And
They have really good chemistry, to be fair.
yeah, and even if the show is very bad at being straight, I still like their efforts here.
It's not quite as bad
A for
at
effort.
being straight as Vanitas is, but
Oh my god, that show is so bad
Also-
at being straight.
Also, let's be real, this is a lot more believable as a pairing than, 90% of other pairings in shows with similar dynamics to Bisco and Milo's.
Oh yeah,
no,
absolutely.
if they were to get together, I would be fine with it. I just personally would prefer the gay pairing because I'm like that.
Yeah,
Well,
but
that's
the
fair.
weird thing is to an extent, I also agree with Milo, which is what makes Mrs. Pick here weird. But I still really like it.
Oh, if only they weren't brother and sister, then it wouldn't be weird, but it would be weird. Jack, your runner-up, and my winner, obviously, Sasaki and Miyano.
That I'm shocked.
Yeah.
I'm shocked. Shocked, I say.
Such a surprise, I know.
Yeah.
I've gushed too much about them already. I don't need to say anymore.
They're good boys. They're
Yeah.
good boys, and they deserve each other.
I'm just so happy to get a really good yaoi. Really good boys love series. It's been a while. I think the last one was Given, really. But my runner-up is Vine and Ninim from Genius Prince's Guide to Raising a Nation Out of Debt.
I'm glad you picked this one.
Yeah,
I'm really glad you did.
As I said, I was so tempted to go for Milo and Visco, but I thought, sod it. I'll go for the one that's actually, basically official. And I do really love them anyway. Like, they work so well together, and like they are each other's berserk buttons, and it's great.
It is. It really is.
But Nmbr, your winner, and Jack, your winner, as expected. Marin and Gojo, my dressing darling.
Yep.
To the surprise of precisely no one.
Yeah.
Yep.
No, not a surprise at all.
Nope.
They just have such amazing chemistry.
Yeah.
And I love the slow burn of their developing feelings. It's great.
Yeah. Especially how it's stronger on Marin's side. I think that's neat because I feel like we don't get that as often in anime, so
Yeah.
I feel like it's usually from the guy's perspective first, but yeah.
No, I don't think they've got a bad relationship. It just never vibed with me fully.
Yeah, and I don't blame you. I get it.
But moving on to best opening. There we are. Just check the spelling of this. Nmbr, your runner-up, and Jack, your runner-up. Kaze no Otosai Kikoenai by Juna Sabikui Bisco.
You should be happy I didn't pick Rumbling because I almost did. My justification for not picking it was that it spoiled a huge chunk of the show. So there you go. You were spared from putting Attack on Titan in here.
I'm spared from having to find Attack on Titan videos.
Yeah, exactly. But
also, this is a really good OP.
It is
it's a
OP.
banger. I like it.
I'll say we were kind of spoiled for choice on good OPs this season.
No, there were a lot of good OPs.
Like, I honestly briefly considered putting Tokyo 24 towards OP because that's actually pretty good.
Yeah, I really like that one too. The only reason it didn't make the cut is because I think its visuals are mostly kind of weak, save for one part of it. But
Sabikui Bisco has really good visuals.
Yeah, good visuals and a good song. So
that's banger of a song. Absolute banger.
My runner-up is The Warrior by Novel Bright Salaryman's Club. This is so good. I love the fucking animation in this, but also it's just coming up. I love how they introduce the main three rival teams. Like, it's really interesting how they do it through the OP. And does characterize them pretty well. So and the song is really enjoyable as well. I'm so looking forward to getting to Mitsuhoshi.
I'll watch the show eventually.
Match. I'm gonna watch the dub at some point.
Oh yeah, I didn't know that was getting a dub. That's cool.
Yeah, it's getting a dub. Try to remember who's in it. I can't remember off the top of my head. I think Howard is in it. I think Howard Wang is in it. I think he might actually be.
Oh really?
He might be Makoto. I can't remember 100%. I'd have to check that somewhere. I don't know where I'd check it. Probably Twitter or Funimation or something like that. But I'm fairly sure Howard's in it.
That's cool.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, I've just checked Mal. He is Makoto, which is
awesome.
Really cool. Always like to see him. But frankly, there could only be one winner.
Yeah, I don't think.
Yep. The true king of OP this season.
Haruka no Yusha Voundy Ranky of Kings.
Yeah.
God, this OP is just absolutely amazing.
There could
Yeah.
be no other winner, frankly.
Yeah. Even iPatch Wolf thought it was peak.
Yeah.
So
Like, it is one of the single best OPs I've seen in years.
Yeah.
yeah. Its music is perfect. Its
Mm.
animation is gorgeous. That's what you get from the Jujutsu Kaisen guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
No,
Also,
it's...
this bit right here, the
Yeah.
bit with the
Yeah.
parents holding their kids,
No, that...
just gets me every goddamn time.
Yeah, that gets me in the feels every single time. Like, it's
Okay.
just brutally so.
Especially the bit with Baji and the healing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love them so much.
Mm-hmm. But moving on to best ED. Let me just check
This
that.
one was a bit trickier, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
But there were still some good EDs.
Yeah.
So, Nmbr, your runner-up, and Jack, your runner-up. Koi no Yukue by Akari Akase, My Dress-Up Darling.
Yeah. I love the vibes this ED gives off.
It's really cute.
It's really cute, yeah. I love the two of them dancing throughout the whole ED. Especially
Gojo
their
just going along
expressions.
with it.
Look at Gojo.
Also,
It's just so cute.
Gojo gets attacked by a fucking trans flag coloured octopus at one point.
Oh, that's great.
Trans rights, Gojo.
That's right.
Sorry, just a second before I do mine, because I do need to get a particular page up for it. My runner-up is Shua Shua by 3 Infinite Loop, aka Rin Kasumi, Natsumi Hyoka, and Tomomi Mimiyuchi, aka the VAs for Hiyori, Koharu, and Koi. Slow loop, if that wasn't obvious.
It's a cute one.
Yeah.
I like it a lot.
It is very cute. I was considering that one.
It was just always so chill. It was always such a good ender to an episode.
Mm-hmm.
And I think like there's a little slideshow at the start that they're watching. I think they are scenes from the episode in question that it's playing from. I think I'm not 100% certain. I'd have to go and check that honestly. But Nmbr, your winner for best ending, and my winner for best ending, Flare by Millet, Ranking of Kings.
Yeah. It's so
Again.
cute.
I honestly considered this one strongly.
One that I almost put as my runner-up actually was Sabikui Bisco's, just because visually it's not that great, but I love the song. It's just
Funny
Bisco
you
and
should
Milo.
mention.
Oh,
Funny that you should mention it, yes, because Jack, your winner is Hoko by Ryota Suzuki and Natsuki Hanai, VAs for Bisco and Milo.
oh, okay.
Yeah, for me, it is very much the song that does it. The
Yeah,
song is
although
excellent.
I do love the animation of the mushrooms. It's really
Yeah, the animation of the mushroom. I am kind of a sucker for like these scrolling poster type type ending.
It's visually very interesting. Like I really do like the style of it.
yeah. Also, the song, the two singing, it's just a little bit gay. Just a little bit.
Just a little bit. Just a little bit.
Just a little.
Just a little bit.
I mean, speaking of gay, I was very close to picking Sasaki and Miyano's as well.
Oh yeah. That's
and-
another one I considered. There were a lot of pretty good OPs and EDs this season.
Yeah. Mhm. Tribe 9's as well. Tribe 9's OP and ED were just outside the top spots for me. Both were very good. I mean, the OP was Miyavi, who I absolutely adore. So.
I actually considered this was the only category for which I considered giving Strongest Sage a nomination because I really like the vibe of the ED. But yeah.
Moving on then to Best Animation. Just scroll down there. Nmbr, your runner-up. Akebi's sailor uniform, and thanks for making me have to go find something for that.
Sorry.
It's fine. It's absolutely fine. It was easy enough in the end.
I just look. I didn't even watch past episode 1, but I know this show's. I had to.
I mean, all I ended up doing was basically going on Sakagaburu, just putting this in with smears, and just finding one from there.
Yeah.
And it seems to work well.
Oh,
so.
yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, it's a really pretty show. So
with this category, I just straight up went with I saved one slot for sequels and one slot for new shows.
Okay.
So,
I usually stick with new shows.
Yeah.
Generally, I do, but I'm going to say it right now, the winner is a sequel, and I don't think it's going to take much guessing to know what it is.
Yeah.
It's like, I couldn't really give it anywhere else.
Yeah.
But Jack, your runner-up is My Dress-Up Darling.
Gorgeous show.
Cloverworks has many flaws, but the animation this season was not one of them.
Yeah.
How's the animation been in Tokyo 24th Ward?
What animation?
Above mediocre at points, but otherwise it's been lackluster.
Yeah, there are a few small good bursts of Sakuga.
You picked the fucking bird.
Yeah.
I love the bird.
I nearly went for the one where it steals Marin's burger. I nearly went for that.
It was great. But yeah,
the character animation here is so good.
I would like to mention a couple honorable mentions. First, Princess Connect ReDive Season 2 was absolutely stunning at points.
Yep.
And also Demon Slayer deserves a mention.
Oh, yeah, but, you know. Yeah. Gorgeous sequels, but that's why I didn't pick them, you know?
Yeah, I could... Well, what's your runner-up then, Mill?
My runner-up is Salaryman's Club, because this badminton has looked real fucking good.
Yeah.
And this is from
understandable.
This is from the first episode. Like this is what got me. Okay, this is gonna be great.
Ooh.
That is spicy.
Yeah.
Oh, just wait until the last fucking shot. That one's just great.
What studio did this?
Was it Leiden Films? I think it might have been Leiden Films. Leiden Films, yeah.
Okay.
I mean, they're never. I don't think they've ever really been terrible, but I'm not sure they've ever had anything, visually outstanding.
Popped off like this.
I mean, I say they've not had. I say they've not had anything terrible. They did Kramer, so. They did do Kramer. My bad. They also did Tribe 9 this season, and Sayuki Reload Zero in, so they've been busy this season.
Clearly they have very separate teams.
Yeah, and they've got the good ones working on Salaryman's Club.
Oh, they did Tokyo Revengers too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tokyo Revengers had many good qualities. The animation was not one of them.
Exactly.
The music was awesome, but the animation not so much.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, your winner, My Dress Up Darling. It's the same clip.
Yeah. If I'm sure this will come up in a minute. If I did include sequels, my winner probably would have been Ranking of Kings, with Princess Connect being my runner-up.
Mm-hmm.
Funny you should mention that.
Funny I should mention. I know what you guys picked.
I'm sorry, I couldn't not.
No,
Look
I get
at
it.
this.
It was hard to resist.
I get it, okay? I can't argue with that.
It's so good. I just love that Dorsch just no-sells out. Just like, wait, did you just do something? Like, it's paralyzed everybody else. And it's just like, huh? You did something? It bounced off my barrel chest.
Yeah. I am glad that you picked from this fight. This fight is great.
The fact that he kept fighting despite losing an eye and a leg.
That is a trooper.
Good for him. I think Dorsch might actually be my favorite of the big four.
Queen Shield.
Closely followed by
He's
Bevin.
Great.
Bevin is also great.
Yeah.
Yeah. Bevin surprisingly great.
But
Yeah.
moving on to best fight.
Ooh,
Number
this is a good one.
your runner-up. Tanjiro, Inosuke, Zenitsu, and fuck, I'm actually blanking on his name. Flashy
Tengen
dude.
Uzui.
Tengen, that's it, versus Gyutaro
Yeah.
and Daki. God, I blanked on his name. I can't believe that.
Yeah. But yeah, you get a fight like this only so often. Even if though it's Demon Slayer, I can't ignore it, you know.
Yeah. No,
I,
it's
It's
fair.
so good.
I considered going with this one, but it's too long, I thought.
It's very long. That's why it's just a. But
Yeah.
animation wise,
Yeah.
I don't think it's matched by anything else.
Oh, it is goddamn stellar looking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, definitely looks great. Definitely looks great. Jack, your runner-up. Kaiser Insight versus Labarista Princess Connect ReDive Season 2.
Yeah.
I love me a good ass wizard duel, okay?
I mean, I ended up
This is some
basically.
good wizard duel shit.
I mean, I basically ended up watching this fight just to find the best part for a clip. So it was pretty good.
Yeah. It was. If I was gonna pick something from Princess Connect, it'd be really hard. So.
It was really hard to pick. I was torn between this one and Twilight Caravan versus Christina.
Yeah, that's a great fight. It showed a lot of freaking good fights.
But
So
yeah, no, I love me a good wizard duel, and I felt that we should represent one here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, I'm glad you put it on there.
no, it did seem like a good fight. My runner-up though, Noe versus Vanitas. Case study of Vanitas.
Good one.
I just really enjoyed this. Like again, it's just so cool again to see these guys go all out, even if it's against each other.
Also, I do want to put an honorable mention in for Weather Report and Jolene versus
Oh,
Lang
yeah.
Wrangler,
Oh yeah.
because that was probably the best JoJo fight of the core.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah,
Moving on to the winner, and I'm saying winner singular because again, just like with OP, there could only be one winner. Boji
Yep.
versus Boss,
Ranking of Kings.
ranking of Kings.
Yep.
this was so friggin' amazing.
So fucking good. So fucking cool. And
I'm so
fucking
glad
gratifying.
that Wit's experience with Attack on Titan paid off here.
Yeah.
Yeah, and honestly, what a stellar fight.
Yeah. I loved the visual of as Boji did more damage to the club, just the cracks kept forming.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Frankly though, I made another clip of this from I think it was actually the ending of the fight because there were so many good parts of this fight.
Mm-hmm.
If we could get away with showing the entire fight, we would, but we probably shouldn't try.
Yeah.
We push the boundaries enough as it is.
Yeah. Banger freaking fight, and
Yeah.
story-wise, it's so satisfying. This is what it was building up to.
Really good music as well. Really good
Yeah.
music. I mean, I forgot to mention this but there have been some really fucking good soundtracks this season. Sabikui's was
Yeah.
so good. I loved Sabikui's.
It was really good.
Yeah.
Good music all over the place, honestly.
Tribe 9 had a good one when it wasn't when the volume leveling was actually good and didn't overshadow the speech. That was another issue with Tribe 9 that I completely forgot despite writing it down. The volume leveling most of the time was god awful.
We should also probably mention Demon Slayer's soundtrack was, of course, excellent.
Demon Slayer, Salaryman's Club has also got a really good soundtrack. I've been really enjoying that.
Yep.
But moving on to our penultimate category, best sequel of the season. Number, your runner-up, and Jack, your runner-up,
Yep.
Princess Connect, ReDive Season 2.
Of course.
Excellent.
Yeah. Yep.
There's good shit.
Yeah,
Good shit.
good freaking shit. I never would have expected something this good when before I
Yeah.
even when I first heard about this show, before I had started watching it, and I'm like, oh, it's a mobile game anime, sleep, and then I hear I hear you and a few other people singing its praises, and I'm like, okay, and then I'll give this a go. But yeah, this show's great.
Mm-hmm.
My runner-up, Ranking of Kings.
Okay,
Oh, okay. I do want to give a couple of honorable mentions, of course, for the
yeah,
sequel, but I'll let you talk about rank. No, we'll talk about that in a second.
We can say
Yeah.
Ranking of Kings because I might as well reveal it now.
Yeah.
Your winner.
yep,
Both of your winners.
Yeah.
yep, 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 yep.
It goes without saying at this point the Ranking of Kings is just a fucking superb show.
It is.
Mm-hmm.
The only reason I brought it down to runner up is because of the two big caveats that I have mentioned. You know, the Gakiza stuff, and I'm not 100% on board. I'm not even like 75% on board with the romance between Miranjo and Daida.
No, that's understandable.
But that still only brings the show from a 10 out of 10 down to a 9 out of 10
Yeah,
at
Mhm.
worst.
8.5 at worst, but yeah, more likely a 9.
Yeah. But like, I would like to also give our mentions to Case Study Vanitas Season 2, the Entertainment District arc from Demon Slayer, uh, Realist Hero Season 2, and Lupin Part 6 in Descending.
Also, I, I mean, obviously couldn't include it here, but 86. I mean,
86. Yeah. Honestly, if I was actually considering 86 on this, I would have put it above Ranking Kings.
yeah, I may have done the same.
Like, there were no caveats to 86's final 2 episodes, but it was only 2 episodes, so
Yeah.
I didn't really fair putting it on here.
It wouldn't have really been fair.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no.
But Jack, it's funny you should mention Case Study of Vanitas because that is my winner.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
This season was as good as it could have been. Like I'm not sure they could have made it better.
No, 100% agree. This was excellent.
Yeah, as I said when we were talking about it in the main portion, like it took all of the caveats I had with it from the first core and improved upon them. So that's all I can ask for a second core of a show.
Yeah. Yeah.
But moving on to our final category, anime of the season. Number your runner-up, Slow Loop.
Noise.
Wholesome show.
Yeah.
Good, wholesome show. It makes me happy.
That was in my top 5, so I'm not gonna. I can't really disparage you there, and I think you have the right of it. It is a very good show.
Yep.
I think this. I'm still not 100% decided, but this either just beat out Sabikui Bisco for third for me, or just ended up behind it in fourth. But either way, it was a fantastic show.
This was number 5 for me. I'll get into the rest of my top list after my runner-up after we finish the runner-ups.
But Jack, your runner-up and your winner, Sabikui Bisco. Ah, fuck. I should have known that was going to fucking happen. Give me a second. Talk among yourselves about Slow Loop.
Slow Loop is very good.
Oh, goodness.
Should have fucking known that was going to happen.
Yeah.
That's what I get for trying to change things on the fly.
Slow Loop is very nice.
Slow Loop, very good. Very wholesome. It's been a minute since I've seen a slice of life show that I resonated with this much. So
there we go. It's fixed.
Excellent.
I forgot that I was intending to do that for the anime of the season things. I was going to put the pick that I used for Ensemble. So I changed it as we were going along, and then turned it up and put them up and realized, oh fuck, I didn't change the fucking size settings.
But yeah, Sabikui Bisco, very, very good.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, it is excellent. The best action show of the season, even if that's not a high bar because there's so few.
Yeah.
Again, it's either third or fourth for me. and very strongly so.
Mm-hmm.
There's as much as I love Genius Prince, which is in 5th, I think for me, there is a decent sized gap between 5th and 4th.
Well, why don't you reveal your runner-up, and then we can go into the rest of our ranking for... Actually, I'm just going to go to the rest of my now.
All right, go ahead.
Because bottom of my list is Tokyo 24th Ward in 9th place.
Yeah, of course.
Then probably Orient in 8th. Strongest Sage in 7th. Miss Kuroitsu in 6th. Slow Loop in 5th. Genius Prince in 4th. And Sasaki and Miyano in 3rd.
My runner-up, and frankly the only reason it wasn't closer in my mind is because it hasn't finished yet, Salaryman's Club, because it's still got I've still got 3 episodes left to watch.
God damn.
Yeah, because it got delayed, and it was starting late anyway, but then it got delayed for a week because of the tsunami pushing World Trigger back.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So it's
I remember.
It's even further behind. Honestly, even if it had been on time, we still wouldn't be able to talk about the final episode. But I wouldn't be able to talk about the final episode. But yeah, the fact that it hasn't finished just means that it does stay in 2nd for now. We'll see if it changes. We'll have to see just how nervous I get for the finale.
Gee, I wonder what your winner is.
Yeah.
I'll reveal my winner before Jack's.
Pretty sure I know what Jack's winner is too.
I mean, fuck it, we'll reveal both. Jack's winner, my dress-up darling. My winner,
Yep.
Sasaki and Miyano.
Yeah.
About as expected.
Dress Up Darling was probably my 3rd.
What's the rest of your ranking number?
I don't really do rankings, but off the top of my head, I guess... What the hell did I watch this season? I watched so few shows.
Rusted Armor.
Okay.
I didn't even get to 10 new shows this season. I didn't have enough for a top 10.
All right, so I don't know what last place would be. Okay, so I'll just go in reverse order, I guess. So Platinum End in last, 24th Ward above that. But those are the only bad shows I watched. Let's see. I guess Shenmue above that. Q above that. I think Kuroitsu above that. And is that all I watched? I guess that's it. I guess that's all I watched.
Dress Up Darling, you put in 3rd.
Dress Up Darling was in my 3rd.
In terms of my list, so yeah, Sasaki and Miyano and Salaryman's Club 1 and 2. I'll stick with it for the time being. Sabikui Bisco 3rd, Slow Loop 4th, but very, very close. Genius Prince 5th, Kuroitsu-san 6th, Tribe 9 7th, Futsal Boys 8th, and Dress Up Darling 9th. Which I'm surprised I haven't been, beset by a mob yet for that one.
I mean, at least you finished it.
Yeah, I finished it. I did. I felt committed enough to finish it at the very least. But I tend
what? You get points for that.
I tend to do that for the shows that I know I'm not as much of a fan of, but other people are, just so that, if people say, "Oh, but it gets good at past that point," I can say, "I still didn't enjoy it." It's a foolish thing for me to do.
Seems like more of a you problem.
It is, but as I said, it's not that I think it's bad. It just did not vibe with me. And I
get it. I get it completely.
Yeah, and I do think it is just because the character archetypes it has are just not my kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
But, oops, transition to the wrong one. That is everything. We have managed to keep your appointment, Jack. So,
Sweet.
Kudos for us. We managed not to ramble on about anything too long.
Excellent.
All right, so time for my essay about rusted armors.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Time for your hour-long essay, your TED talk, about how it's the greatest show of the season.
It's so good I couldn't even rank it. It's just unfathomable.
Anyways, for those of you who are following us for our seasonal anime coverage, our next seasonal anime stream will be in 2 weeks, where we cover the spring 2022 premieres.
We have 10 of them each, and then I think 4 sequels at the moment.
I think it's 5.
5 sequels. 5 sequels. That's right. Yeah. Oh, that's right. Number you got your boy Kong Ming.
Ya boy, Kong Ming! Yeah, next season's gonna be fun to come out.
That was the one I was disappointed I didn't get.
Oh,
I wanted to talk about your boy Kong Ming.
yeah.
Because it's so fucking dumb in premise, but seems fun.
We'll see.
I'm just glad I got the vast majority of the sports shows without having to trade too much. I think the only one I think the only one I had to trade was what Fanfare of Adolescence with you, Jack.
Yeah, so I could get a show I wanted from you.
Yeah, because I had Skeleton Knight in Another World and Quitting Heroing, neither of which I was too eager to watch, so I was able to get rid of those.
That's what.
Able to get rid of those and get Fanfare of Adolescence and I think Estab Life, which I'm vaguely interested in. So, but yeah, that's what you got to look forward to in 2 weeks. In terms of the stuff upcoming this week, we have D&D tomorrow. I think we'll be starting a little bit later, but it should definitely still be going on. Tuesday, I'll be there. I can't guarantee anybody else's attendance at this stage. Maybe somebody else will be there, or maybe it'll just be me on my own, seeing how fast I can get through Lord of the Rings: Two Towers. We'll see.
Oh damn!
The game, not the movie.
Okay.
The game is fun. It's one of the games of my childhood. And as much as it's called The Two Towers, it goes through Fellowship of the Ring as well.
Neato.
But so that's Tuesday. Thursday, are we actually going to be talking about WandaVision, or will we be doing Ace Attorney?
We will see. We'll talk with Ken about that tomorrow.
I mean, in terms of our Ace Attorney streams, I sincerely recommend you watch our one from this past Thursday, because God, it was so much fun.
You're just happy that you called it.
No, not just that. I'm so happy. The other thing I'm so happy about is the joke about the judge having to be told not to watch The Kids Next Door.
Yeah, that was funny.
Because that one cracked Gen up so much, and I'm very pleased. And then next Saturday, the Paradox Hour will be discussing the Shonen ending problem, the final podcast in our series about Shonen manga. Because we have already done the Shonen beginning problem, the rough middle years, and now we're doing the ending problem. We've also talked about Shonen protagonists, which is certainly connected, but I don't think part of it. I mean, the sad thing is, I think we've actually might have lost the beginning podcast.
Did it get taken down?
I'm not sure if it ever got uploaded in the first place. I'm not 100% sure.
Oh no!
I'd have. I don't think it did, and I think I don't think it's on my laptop anymore, which is a shame. Maybe we'll do it again someday if we ever get bored and have a week where we just want to rehash something. But otherwise, as always, thank you for watching. We hope you've enjoyed this, because we always do enjoy talking about anime.
Yep.
And thankfully, we don't have to do it in the FMK model anymore, because that was such a double-edged sword. On the one hand, we got to watch shows like certainly Bocce is the big example for me that I don't think I would have watched without FMK. But on the other hand, we had to watch stuff like Plunderer, Nekopara, Cautious Hero.
2 of those were in the same season.
And in Species Reviewers.
That season killed FMK.
Yeah, that
season killed FMK.
That was the season that killed our FMK. Season where we had Nekopara, Plunderer, and In Species Reviewer all in the same goddamn season.
Ew.
Yeah.
Yep.
That was a rough season.
Jeez.
We may have killed
And we had to watch all of them.
Gen's ability to watch anime with that one. I don't think he's watched anime since.
That's understandable. Jeez. Those are, oh my god, those shows
Yeah.
are so bad.
Yeah. I mean, the worst part was there were some really good shows that season because we had fucking Izoken, Inspector, ID Invaded, Bofuri. We had some really fucking good shows from that season.
Those are all great shows.
Somali
Yeah,
as well.
exactly.
Somali.
Unfortunately, the shit outweighed the goodness for Gen, and it just broke him
Yeah,
on anime.
Understandable.
It's a shame. I mean, I have a feeling spring probably if winter 2020 hadn't have killed it, spring 2020 would have finished it off in that we had like what 6 shows airing after all the COVID delays.
Oh god, yeah.
I think that would have probably done the trick, honestly.
Yeah.
But yeah, yeah. Again, hopefully you enjoyed it. Please do give us a follow if you did and wanna continue watching us shoot the shit. Either as part of a podcast or while we're playing some sort of game. And otherwise, we hope to see you tomorrow for more D&D. Good night.
Bye-bye.
Later.